Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
Right. Welcome to the Afridamos Report. I welcome all of you to today's edition of the Afridamos Report. I hope all of you are doing, well, because I am. Woke up early in the morning, took care of my regular morning routine, ran 6 miles this morning, so I'm feeling good, in high spirit. And today's topic, as you see, you guys know sex tourism. I have done shows on this topic before. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, this is the best time to do this show because you know why? Now the dust has settled. The dust has settled. So I would give all of you a brief history and I would take you through the real psychological, I'm talking about the culture, how most of the people think. From that point of view, it's not going to be one of those things when people were doing the blame game. You see, someone said the mic is crackling. Is it good now? Let me know. Let me know. So there were people who started talking about these topics. For instance, some of the black repats that went to the Gambia, right? And they've seen things, and the things they've seen, they overreacted to it. They overreacted because you see, whatever people say, there's some element of truth to it, but you can also speak a truth that you don't understand. So therefore, you have to allow those who understand the core of that truth to help you see what is happening. Because you see, if you come to a place, for instance, you see something that is immoral, that is dirty, that is corrupt. I mean, common sense would tell you not everybody agrees with this. But now, how do you reach those who do not agree with this immorality, with this cultural decay? How did this come about? But if you want to put everybody in the basket, you're going to lose a whole bunch of people. So at one point, that dust was all over. But now it's settled. We would speak of the Gambian culture itself, the mentality of the people. Because many of the people that were talking about this subject, they don't know anything about the way the people think. They speak for them. They just try to say, oh, these are nice, innocent people. But you are not questioning if these are just nice, innocent people. Why is this terrible things happening in their environment? How is that possible? You have to ask these questions. What is the upbringing of that society? What is the mentality? What do they believe in? But this is what many people fail to understand. I'll let you guys know. Me, personally, I have always been an outcast. I'm sure some of you are not going to be surprised by this because I question things. If it doesn't look right, I question it. And in that society, the people do not believe in questioning. This is why when you meet most average Gambians, they cannot express themselves because they grew up in a society that doesn't allow them to ask questions. I have done topics on this before relating to slavery. In fact, this was years back on Facebook, where most Gambians watched me. People were upset. They were upset at what I was saying. The reason why they were upset, they know it is true. It is based in facts. This is why, if you guys notice, the Gambians that would call into my show here, even if the topic has absolutely nothing to do with religion, they have to bring in religion. They have to bring in Islam. Because you see, in Islam, the way they raise the people there, they said, your reward is in the afterlife. You shouldn't work hard for today. But yet, this topic that I'm going to be talking about has absolutely everything to do with the reason why this is happening. You can't deceive yourself. And that's what is happening today. Deception. They said the country's economy is based in agriculture. This is true. You know why? They have ample sunshine. The soil is fertile. So that means that's what the country is supposed to be doing. And at one point, the people, they did a lot of farming. Subsistence farming. That's not going to take you anywhere. But regardless, people were able to raise their families on that. Over time, good old tourism, 45 years ago, good old tourism came into play. You see, that is contradictory to the people's culture and the religion, because you can't separate this. They don't want me to say this, but this is the truth. How can you tell me you are reading a book that defines your entire life, your spirituality, but that book itself, you don't live according to its teaching? I know I'm from this society. Many of them can't even read the book. They don't know what's in it. It's just from hearsay. You cannot live according to the principles of a book that you claim, but you don't know what's in the book. So that means you are following fear and you're living your life blindly. When I said majority of Gambian parents, they raise their children to be slaves. That's why it was so easy to get slaves from those regions. People got upset because you see, when you're raising your child to be your retirement plan, guess what? You have to brainwash that child, from a young age to eventually accept that as the norm. You would have to do that. So in that process, you would raise them not to think clearly. You think, you're keeping that child, you think you're keeping that child for yourself, but that child is going to grow up and go into the world and have interaction with the world. So these are people who are looking for reward, like you look for reward from your child, but you didn't even invest in the child. No investment. How do you expect those children to make it? they are not going to make it at all. And then you have the Islamic aspect. They said, oh, your rewards is in the afterlife. And Gambians are so quick to tell you, oh, what does material mean? What does money mean? Oh, money doesn't mean anything? No, I'll tell you guys, for many, it's a damn lie. This is why these European grandmas and the grandpas are able to go there and run roughshod. This is why we are able to gather here today, ladies and gentlemen, to have this conversation. Some are not going to like this conversation, but we have to speak the truth. We have to speak the truth. This is a cultural thing. The people have normalized it, where if someone has a tourist friend, like a European friend, I remember a time I was a kid. Some of these kids, some of them, they call them bumpsters. So when these Europeans come into the country, because seasonal, supposed to be the number one generating income for the country is farming. I mentioned that, right? But the people, majority, are not farmers. Now, the country imports everything. The government mostly rely on begging Europeans for funds, or beg whoever for funds. So a man that cannot feed himself, can easily be bought. That man has no principles. That man would sell even their child just to feed themselves. But you see, your teaching and what the world really is, it doesn't match. It doesn't match. This is why these problems are coming. You see, the lava cannot stay under the ground forever. When it bubbles, the mountain is going to erupt. That's what you people are seeing today. What was hidden underneath all that smile, all that fakeness, all that immorality, all that dirt, corruption, that's what you're seeing on the surface here. When these disgusting old Europeans come in, you guys remember the first chapter of this topic. I did a show before where I spoke of, the benefits that the tourism brought to the country. Some were upset. They said, you're taking the sides of the white people. You're not understanding that. Just like there's two sides to the coin, so is every chapter in life. You wait for the second chapter of the story. You wait for the second chapter of the story. So this is why it's important to bring all the sides so that everybody can see their part in this equation. Some came, they want to speak for the, the Gambian is just the innocent person. The Gambian is just the innocent person. Some are like, oh, it is the white people. But now let's look at these white people that are coming to Africa, like in Gambia, for instance. Majority are old, right? So you have young men, for the most part, people that drop out of school, school age kids, I remember, they will go to this beach side to go look for white friends. So some of these people, they are children. So you have kids, right? The parent is supposed to be the one taking care of their child till they're 18 or till they're able to take care of themselves. This is the law of nature. So you want to tell me you start seeing your 14-year-old 12-year-old, bringing you money, lots and lots of money, and they show up with a grown white man, foreign white man, because it's not only the women. I'm going to get there because it's not only the women. I want to give you the real story here. They show up bringing this money. They show up with the white man. And you didn't question how they are getting this money. You didn't question why this grown white man coming all the way from across the Atlantic, to give your child this money. And this child goes to the hotel with this man. And people are just smiling. And, like they would praise and say, oh, you got a white friend. You got a white friend. So these bumpsters, for the most part, are like the outcasts. But the moment they have a white friend on that beach side, they start giving them money. That's how they get their respect too. And no one questions how, why they are giving them this money. Your child is doing this. This child starts walking funny. It's not only the women. You know that this man that brought your child have put sugar in your child's tank. They've turned this child in and out. They have no problem with it. Everyone is pretending. They pretend like this is not even there. They pretend like, hey, what are you talking about? I see nothing. It's like mind your own business. Because you see, in that society, is the honest truth is, hey, you do you, I do me. Like someone can just litter on the street. They don't care. You can't say anything to them. They would ask you, is it your compound? So that is the truth. It's not like the people are oppressed. It's like some white man walking around. No. See, the people have already been pre-programmed. Just like you see this old, disgusting looking European grandmas, how these pedophiles, these sick people sit and plan all this, how to come there, to use those young people. And those young people are already ready because, like I said, I came from the society. I know how the people see it. The people that are into this, they also have planned it to make this happen. It's not like they are innocent victims. In a society where even to talk about sex is an abomination. The people act so, like, oh, no, we don't, oh, no, you cannot talk about sex. But yet, all this is happening. The politicians there, the people who are supposed to represent that society, they've been bought off. Now they are talking tough, talking about they don't want old European grandmas coming there to exploit the people. Again, you guys remember what I said? How can a hungry, broke, destitute man speak loud to their master? I'll give you guys, for example. I told you I worked in the correction system before. And I'll be honest, I sold my soul to the devil. Now that I think about it, because to work there, I had to agree. I had to sign a disclosure that I'm not gonna say anything when I'm working there. Hey, I gave up my freedom of speech. I gave up my humanity. You have to sign that to agree not to say. You can't speak about anything in public. You sign that. And I had to agree to it because guess what? They were the ones paying my bill. And the moment, you know, I cross that line, because hey, I'm the type, I'm sure you guys are not surprised. I would push the edge of the envelope and see what would come of it. Because see, the moment even if I agree to something, but you do not hold the end of your bargain and you're a hypocrite, trust me, I'm breaking the contract right away. It doesn't matter who you are. But my point is, he who controls you, who controls your food and everything, gets to tell you what you can say, what you can't say. So yes, what they said is a good thing. Let's see if they are really going to follow up on it. But before we get into that, let's talk about these sick grandmas from Europe. Let's speak about that. Even though, we know the society is poor. And when people are poor, they seem to, somehow, do immoral, low things. Not all, because I'm going to give you an example here. I remember as a teenager growing up, right? This is why when I say some things about like slavery, even though I didn't live during that era, but if you read books and you pay attention to how things work, you could easily, put two and two together and know, because humans, they act the same. So I remember, like I said, this guy, he's Gambian guy. He's one of the bumsters. That's what they call them, the people that hang out at the beach. So I'm sure like some white person, like in America, like the homeless, we call them bums. So bumsters. So that's their name. So literally they are bums. You see what I'm saying? So these bumsters, one of them showed up in our town. Our town is not on the beach. It's like about 30 minutes from the beach. So this bumster shows up. I still remember, this is a tall white guy, from Sweden. This is at a time, I'm telling you, like, I was very much Arabized at heart, meaning like, because I was raised Muslim, right? So I was very much Arabized. So I wasn't open to those kind of things. It's not around me, you see? So this bumster shows up with this white guy, and what the white guy from Sweden was looking for, I still remember, was like he says it, a slim young, Gambian, slim young Gambian. So this bumster takes him from the beach area, brings him to the town to try to come in, to help him find one of these women. And the promise was a bag of rice. A bag of rice. This is real. A bag of rice. So he brings her on my street, because on my street there was a girl there that I remember. She's my neighbor. She fit the criteria. She was slim, and young. He comes there, calls the girl to try to brief her like, oh, this white man got money, blah, blah, blah. This is why I say, just because the person is poor, not all poor people are immoral. That girl, I still remember like today, she felt very disgusted by it. And I can assure you, they were very poor. They were poor. In fact, I still remember, she has a sister, older sister, who was a slut, who hangs around the white people. But this woman, she did not go for it. I still remember. So this is why I don't take the poor argument as reality, as the truth. So these white people, they show up. Old white women. Old white women. You've seen the talk show that they put together in England. I wish I could play the video here, but I will get a copyright. So these people, they go back, you know, they are talking about this happily. So you guys think it's only, like people like to talk about colonialism. No, it's all disgusting white women coming to Africa. Africa, like Gambia, exploiting very young men. And then they go back and sit on their television. And they are talking about this, laughing like this is entertainment. So this is why I'm not just gonna hang this on the white people. Gambian people, you can be mad all you want and say, Afridamos, we cannot believe you're saying this, but tell me if I'm lying. If you cannot tell me I'm lying, don't be upset at what I'm saying. Let me read this super chat. KBM, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, yes, let's talk about them disgusting old women, because most people seem to gloss over them and use them as comedy instead of taking them seriously. Exactly. Exactly. So this old white woman, in fact, let me play my nice music here. Take a look at who you see in these videos. Just take a look at it. Guys, so in the video you saw those three white ladies, right? Compared to the ones I'm talking about, those white women are even younger. You see in that video, these are all young men. Young men. I know some are gonna say, oh, Afridamos is ruining our game. Your game is disgusting. Your game is disgusting. The country itself is facing a moral decay. This is the truth. The politicians, the people that they put in charge, the tourism minister, all the people that are supposed to protect or enforce the law of the country, they are all busy looting the country. They are taking everything they can lay their hands on. In fact, one time I was talking to a guy who, this guy has high position, right? So during the election, he has I thought this guy was someone who was aware, for instance, because he lived in England, went to school there. So he's the advisor to that candidate who's supposed to be a presidential candidate. So I had conversation with him. I was talking to him from ideological point where what do they base their principles on? This guy, didn't have any idea. No, you know, their politics has absolutely nothing based on how the people think. The education, the whole education system needs to be revamped. They need to stop pushing the people out there, you know, with the slave mentality. That's what they need to stop doing. This guy didn't address any of that because he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He told me literally, he said, we're going to revamp our farming, right? I said, okay, that's a good thing. I said, what techniques are you guys going to come up with? And, you know, how are you guys going to go about this? He said they have European donors. I said, so you guys are going to go beg? He said, no, it's not begging, it's exchange. They are going to help us. So these are the people leading. So this type of conversation that we are having here, this is too heavy for many. It's too heavy for them. They cannot take it. There's no way they can take it. Let me see. Audrey said, you said the guy in the thumbnail looks like me. Well, I mean, I don't know what to say to that. It's possible, but, you know, the fact of the matter is, this is something that the Gambian people need to start thinking about, to be quite honest. This is the image of the country outside. Just so you guys know, more and more people, they are thinking the whole Gambia is this way. If you guys don't start talking about this and start sensitizing the people, nothing's gonna change. Stop making excuses. Start putting these old European grannies in jail or just sending them right back to where they came from. They're not doing this in their society here. This is very disgusting. Seriously. And then these shameless women, these shameless grannies, they go in like an opera type show, some show, British show. You guys remember I played the video here, but they copy, you know, I had a copy strike. So that's why I didn't play it here today. But when I saw that video, when I saw that show, man, I was like, Gambian people, I understand we have lots of issues, but is this how low you guys want to take the country to? This is why I think nature brought the flood to some of the people, because nature is telling the people you need to be cleansed, but people want to cry. You know, how are you going to have so much rain in the country? You have land, you're not cultivating it. God is going to punish you for it because people speak of that. So I have to use the people's language. That's what the people believe in. Brumzi Diallo said, go back to the Gambia and fight this Afridamos, you fled. No, Brumzi, I did not flee. I was just in the Gambia not that long ago. This type of conversation, truly, you cannot have it with the people, because you look at it, even here online, there are people making excuses for the people that are involved in this, when in reality, the mentality, like I said, the roots is that religion. Yeah, this is the truth. The roots, that's what the religion, is from there, saying, oh, money is nothing. But then you're selling your body for money. This is why so many of these bumpsters, youngsters who are around on that beach side, many of them, turn into alcoholics, heavy drinking, drugs. In fact, when I went to the Gambia not that long ago, I was very shocked by the things I was seeing in the stores. There was so much alcohol. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So much alcohol, And if you notice also, anytime any politician, like we had Yahya Jammeh before, right? He put a clamp on this. It was the Europeans that were saying he's a dictator. They were totally against him, fighting him. This is why sometimes we have to ask ourselves, what is it in the interest for some of these white people that they would fight against the laws we want to establish in our countries? It's not their countries, it's our country. But they try to tell us, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, okay, over here in America, I don't see these old grannies with young men. I don't see that. You're not seeing that. But you go to Gambia on the beach, they've made that normal. They made it normal. Young children with tourists, they bring in money to their family. And they're not questioning it at all. Visionary of Love said, Afridamus, there are locals who drink, but this alcohol in the shops is for tourists, of course. No, look, I am not saying it's, I'm saying exactly that the locals are drinking this alcohol. And in fact, I remember back in those days when you hear a story of somebody that was introduced to alcohol, guess who are the first people that were introducing young Gambians to alcohol? These very, very tourists. They introduced them to alcohol, all kinds of drugs. Drugs that I'm even surprised I didn't even know could exist in the Gambia. I'm even surprised. Like I said, right now, as we speak, there's drug problem there. I was just reading a story yesterday where a young lady murdered her boyfriend. Few months before that, another drama where this woman, they suspected she killed, her sister's child, because apparently her younger sister, she claims that her younger sister was raped by her husband, who she reported, and that guy is sitting in jail. So when they requested to do a DNA test to see if, in fact, the husband did commit this crime, this woman, somehow they ended up in Senegal with the child, and somehow they left this child in the car. They had other children, right? They took all the kids with them except that one child. Except that one child. This is why I get so disgusted when I hear some Africans come on these shows and say, oh, this doesn't happen in Africa. This doesn't happen in our countries. So many of the young people are on drugs. And this is a deliberate thing that is tied and connected to these old European tourists. They brought this to the people there. This is a direct assault on that society. Direct assault. Old grandmas, I'm talking, it's not only the women, the men also. Pedophiles are coming there violating young boys. You see some of these young boys today, they are grown up. You look at their lifestyle, their behavior, you know that They've put sugar in their tank a long time ago. A long, long time ago. That's what happened to them. We have a caller here. I'll bring the caller in. Big Dog, welcome to the show. Big Dog, unmute yourself. Can you hear me? I think Big Dog is meditating. We'll drop him back. But last time I did Carol, they call in. I dropped the link now. I put this little clip together. If you guys remember this here. So I put that little clip together to depict how, like, for instance, it's funny every time I tie the example to the religion, the people get super upset. Let me try Big Dog again. Big Dog, can you hear me? Big Dog, are you there? Okay. I don't know what happened to Big Dog, but people, remember, there was a time, right? It felt like some people thought I was defending I was defending the white people that are coming there doing these things. That's what people thought. No, no, no. I have always been. This is what I've always been known for, to speak against this. Because you know what, Gambian people, if you don't wake up, you know what's going to happen? That country, you're going to lose it completely. Because the fastest way to lose a country is through moral decay. It's through moral decay. And, some people might be like, oh, yeah, this doesn't affect me. I'm not doing it. Hey, if your hand hurts, it has nothing to do with your head. But if you don't take care of it pretty soon, you're going to have a bad headache. So this concerns all that consider themselves as part of that country. Mimi, welcome to the show, Mimi.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, Mimi. Mimi, have you been listening to the show from the beginning?
I think I came in the middle of the show, but I do have an idea what the
Yeah,
show is about.
Mimi, I don't even have to ask you any question. I want to hear what you want to add to this.
I mean, it's so disgusting to see these old grown women going to Africa and like going with the young boys. I think my concern is more about exposing the children to it, but I'm not more concerned with the grown men, even though it's still disgusting.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing it with these men. Some of them are using it as a meal ticket to go to Europe. So they know exactly what they're doing and nobody forcing them to do it. They abuse each other. The women came over there to have fun and giving them money. So as long as you're
No,
grown,
but Mimi, see, the Europeans, even in their own society, they see this as disgusting. And the Europeans, they said, they are the upholders of morality. The Europeans are the ones that point their fingers at us to tell us what morality is. They tell us what culture we should follow. You see? So
if you listen,
this is not just to say they are coming for fun. We have to hold these people accountable because,
accountable,
yeah,
yeah,
because in fact, I saw one time on the news in my state where
okay.
an African person was caught, with some old lady, 70 something, the same 70-year-olds who go to Gambia and abuse young men. And the white people saw that as very disgusting. But when they go and abuse Africans, People want to turn this into a joke. It's not a joke.
If you listen to me, I
Hold
said
on.
I am very disgusted
Oh,
about it,
no. Let me read
and
this real
nothing.
quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Bromsey Diallo, thank you for the super chat. This is Afridamo's campaign to become president of the Gambia. Fix this, bro. Well, we'll see where it goes, but we gotta, have the people on board, sensitize the people. No, Mimi, I know exactly what you're saying. I totally support the education system to be changed completely. Start from the grassroots, you know,
Yes,
teach the people about themselves. Stop, teaching the children about, giving
other
them
people history.
educations that is useless. Not only that, teaching them about, trying to attain 72 virgins and all that crap. People don't need that type of thinking. We are in the 21st century. The world is moving on. People, a country whose leaders have no clue. They have to beg for the survival when the country has the land, the country has the water, the resources. That is a big disgrace. That's like having two arms and not using it. That is a shame.
Correct. Like I said, I am very disgusted about it. I am not in support of any old woman going over there because at the end of the day, it's going to ruin the reputation of the country. When
Hmm.
maybe like a fraction, 0.01 people are doing it, but they're going to say Gambia,
Hmm.
which is something that is not like they're going to pin the whole country like that, which is like few people that are
No,
doing it.
but
But
you
like I
see,
said,
it's
let me
not
finish.
only about what the people are saying. There is a problem that this is even happening for so many young able-bodied men to be taken advantage of like this.
Correct.
Children, Mimi, this is an abomination. If you think about it psychologically,
It
this is a
is
huge
on all
problem.
angles.
The people
Like
have
it's
been completely demoralized. The people have sold out. They've sold their culture. They've sold their spirit to the devil. This is the
true.
truth.
But
This
let me
is
let
the
me let
honest
me
truth.
finish. Let me that is the truth. I did not disagree with it. Everything you said is that you are like selling your soul to the devil just to have few dollars or to go to Europe and then you're gonna be sleeping with somebody who's gonna be like old enough to be your granny. I did not agree with that. That is so disgusting. But like I said, how you go tell somebody who's like maybe 25 to 30 and be like, hey, you cannot do this because this is disgusting.
They can
That's
pass a
i'm
law.
i'm I'm gonna be, I'm just being logical in this point that you cannot go and tell a 25-year or a 30-year-old, oh, this is not looking good because he's old enough to
No,
be
well,
your
but how about they
granny
don't let them in because they are coming in
in
specifically.
the beach.
They are coming
Oh,
for sex, right? That we all know this. That's what they're coming for. How about
right.
they don't let them come back? Mimi, how did you feel when you saw those gilfs, those
Embarrassing. It is
European
so,
gilfs, those
it
old
was
ladies
so
on that show talking about how you can just go to Gambia and do all these things
the
with
I was so embarrassed, to be
think
honest with
about
you.
that.
That was so embarrassing. Like, for them to just go and think that it is funny and it's cool for them to go and sleep with young men, have fun with them, and come back, and that's their destination for that. That is not the reason why we have our tourism. We have our tourism for people to come over there and enjoy the beach and have peace of mind. But it looks like these people are taking advantage of it because of the some of the poor population that they can take advantage. And like I said, like, how can I tell a 25, a 30-year-old that you cannot do that unless they put a stop to it? Like
Yeah,
wherever
like
the tourist
yeah, Jammeh,
place is, don't let them in.
yeah, that's what I'm
And
saying.
I saw some hotels are doing that because at the end of the day, it's irritating for people to follow you trying to, because you don't put all the blame on these white grannies too. You should see how these boys will die to get to that
I know.
place.
They better
That's
pray
what
that
I
I
said. They
don't become
abuse each
president.
other. They will do anything to get over there so that they can have these grannies. Like, and nobody can stop them to get those grand, because that's like their meal ticket. That's how they see it. Even if the police are trying to let them stay away around that beach area, they will find another way of getting in there.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
well,
another.
well. Again, the thing is, however you slice this,
It's
the
disgusting.
government,
It's so
people,
disgusting and embarrassing.
is some rules that need to be put in place, because if this is even within our own culture don't even accept this, why are they allowing, foreigners to bring such abomination into that country? Let's allow, other speakers to, Big Dog, welcome to the show,
Okay.
Big Dog.
Hey, thank you, bro. Afrodamas, you see, where there's tourism, see, tourism sometimes come with good things, tourism also come with bad things. You see, sometimes these things are poverty. If you think it's only the Gambia, I think you have to look very
Oh no, no, I
yeah,
know, it's all. I've seen Kenya too. I
yeah.
mean, like this
In,
is
in
this is
Kenya,
almost across the board.
in
So
Kenya,
that's
in
why
Jamaica,
I tagged Africa and all these other places, so the message can
okay.
reach them. It's,
So,
even though we focus on Gambia, but this message is for all the places all
so,
over Africa.
so where there's tourism, tourism come with two face, good and bad, disadvantage and advantage. Poverty sometimes lead to some of all these things. At first, I don't think these Europeans are coming there for vacation. We're not really looking for these things, but it now happened that these guys, out of desperation or what they had in overseas, that these white women can just help you and everything, they started looking for them. Then it now spread. I don't know the population of Gambia.
Two
I think
million, like
okay.
about 2 point, less than 2.5, but 2 million at most.
Okay. So it can happen in this can happen in anywhere. Even
No,
United
but big dog. The issue is, we all know straight, like, okay, this economy, the economy is tied to it. But now, this segment of the people, like I said, who go to these beaches, these are, people who are not educated, dropped out of schools. You see, for the most part. So now, what is the government or the people, starting from even the people, like seeing their young child showing up with money from a grown European, and
yeah,
people pretend like this is not happening. I mean, I don't care how poor you are, but you're selling your child's soul. You're damaging them for life.
but yeah, Epidemics, you have to say this. Look, it's all about education. And the government have to, because it's not just about disease can also pass through there also, you
Oh
understand
no,
me?
I know, I know.
So the government have to address this issue by educating them. Like, be careful, whatever you're going to do there, stop using drugs. Don't you have to understand your health is also at risk. You understand me? See, when you have a democratic society or a society that partially depend on tourism, you understand? These things happen. You might not even have a tourism in your country, it will still happen. So
Right.
you make some
But
business,
but but
business
but
people
if
they
you look
still
at
happen.
it, big dog, if you look at it, there's this is done. In fact, these old European women themselves, they are in talk show. It's not like just these people are hiding whatever, no. They they want to turn this place to that. They have a talk show, like an opera style talk show in England,
Yeah,
where these people are glorifying this. So the other grandmas are seeing this. So this is what the country's image is becoming. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, but
that's the point.
for Afrodamas, you have to understand too, some of these grants you're talking about, for years have never been touched, also in their own country. So you have
So
to
so
understand
so 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 that
this
means
this
they have to come to Gambia for that.
these Europeans are very lonely. You understand me? So you have to understand these Europeans are also very desperate people. So like the men also, it look, it just is it's a human nature where you never be touched, or nobody even look at you as a human being anymore. Then you find an area whereby young ones are chasing after you. Yeah, they know it's money. Sometimes these are not real love. These are called sympathetic love. You understand me? These are not real love. These are called sympathetic love. It's money love. I pay
So
you.
so
You do
so
what
so
you need to do. You understand? Just touch me. You understand me? That's just the way it is. Look, even in United States, it's also going on there. You
yeah,
understand
but
me?
I know this, but what I'm saying is, right? Okay, the moral standard that Gambia people hold themselves up to, and these European old grannies going on the shows revealing the disgusting things they are doing in the Gambia, what is allowed. You see, that doesn't match the society's culture. It's completely tarnishing the image of the country. This is why when you present this to Gambians, most of them, they get upset. They think you're mocking them because they don't see it as matching the society's
What,
values.
look, let me
So
just say
they
this.
can be they can be lonely all they want, but when you come and take care of your loneliness and then you go on shows and you're making this like this is entertainment,
Yeah, because
exploiting, Africans, now that becomes a problem.
Afrodama, say these Europeans are honest. They're straightforward. What do you think now? The American blacks, these older women also, what do you think they're coming to do in Africa also? I'm just asking you now. What do you think these guys, these men, these are black American, these American blacks, what do you think they're coming to marry three
Well,
women
oh
and
no, we
come?
will we will do a show on that.
It
I
is,
think I've
look,
done a show on that
it
before. Yeah, before
is
you started coming around,
no,
I've done a show on that.
is the same thing. Is the same thing. These old these old rejected American blacks also coming to play into these young boys' hands also. It's just because it's color differences, skin color
No,
differences.
but
You understand me?
but 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 big dog, if you I've done a show on it, but if you compare it, right, it's not even close. Yes, there's some old black women who are doing that, right? But we've never seen any of those like on talk shows.
Yeah,
Um on
it,
talk shows talking about it. And for them, that's not even a thing. Maybe there's few, but compared to the Europeans, no, it's not
it's
even
not
a thing. It's
it's
not
not
close.
it's
It's
not a
not close.
it's not a thing because the Europeans have much more money
Yeah,
and they
so still,
they're
but
coming strong.
some of
Coming
the
strong.
old, like old, black women, even if they probably do that, um they'll probably not go on a talk show to to glorify that, you see.
It's to sell the ball to the lonely rejected European women for 10
And
years.
also they are not known to introduce the young men to alcohol and drugs.
You see, some of them are not. It's, look, in every people you see bad people. Some of them are good. Some of them are also have fetish in their mind, experiment in their mind also. You understand me? But you have to understand, they also that is doing these things have never been touched for 10 years, for 20, even 15 years. So when they see these young boys running after them, they become like a superstar like Michael Jackson. You understand? So what the government have to do is all about education. Look, don't allow poverty or your mentality of thinking you can go to Europe because of these things. Just advise that what you're doing is not good. If you have a code of conduct, then you have to place the code of conduct on this thing. But normally in a democratic land, some of these things happen. It's not just only in Gambia. Only in Gambia, people try to show it on TV, but it happened everywhere. Even the United States, you're staying there. In
Yeah,
Miami,
but
there.
but
In
but but
California,
big
there.
dog,
It's also
big dog,
happening.
big dog. You have to look at the size of the population ratio. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not happening in other places. The reason why this is, a topic, no one is saying it's not anywhere. But I understand why many people are even focused on when they brought the Gambia into that spotlight, because
I
the
think it's because
population
of
and
those
also,
ladies too.
yeah, those
Because of those
ladies
ladies.
and also the
It's bigger in
population,
Jamaica,
and
it's bigger in Senegal,
yeah,
but when those
yeah.
ladies focus Gambia on it, I think that's when the whole world was looking at Gambia like that. And I understand why they're
Is it
doing
is
And
it.
is
But
the color of the
it's bigger
Gambians? They are
even
very
in the
good.
Caribbean.
The Gambians are very good looking. Don't you see the way they look like? They're very good looking guys.
yeah,
You
that
understand?
part
No, no, they're
you're
very good looking
absolutely,
guys.
you're right,
Their,
you're right about
their
that.
Afrodamus
color look very
will accept
beautiful.
that one.
They have a very
Yeah.
beautiful black skin. They look very good looking. What do you want to say? You want to say good things. You understand? These are beautiful young guys.
So
But what
big
the
dog, big dog. So you saying you approve of the old white ladies?
No. The
Oh,
government have to have code of conduct.
oh,
You
yes.
understand me? The government have to have code of conduct. You understand me? Because the population is 2 million. It's not so big for diseases and other things that will come with these negative of things. So the government have
Yeah,
to put for blockage.
It's a
yeah,
negative
That's what I'm
connotation.
saying.
Hmm.
Thank you,
yeah.
Chris.
That's crazy. Let's have KBM. KBM, go ahead. KBM, have you been listening from the start?
I missed the first 9 minutes, but yeah, I'm
Okay,
glad
for
you're
the most
picking up
part.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
go
do you
ahead.
want to add on to it?
No, I'm glad that you're picking up on this, especially after my premiere yesterday, interviewing the author of the book Mombasa Raha Mafut, based on the same subject that's going on the Kenyan coast.
Okay.
And
What was he talking about?
basically, what it comes down to, okay, his book is fictional. However, it's based on real life type of experiences of exploiting people on the Kenyan coast, and it's not just Kenyans. We're talking about Indian children and Indian adults being human trafficked from India to Kenya. So basically, it's talking about the situations that are going on in Kenya on the coast, which is much bigger than the Gambia. That it's a hub for human trafficking and sex tourism. So he's addressing that in this book, and basically had a lot to say yesterday. And this is something that we should not ignore. This is something that everybody should hit, the nail right on the head, and face this thing, because what also happens, and I'm glad you brought up the old woman part on your show, because
Yeah.
what also happens is that most of the time when we see women doing this, and a lot of women too that see women doing this, they look at it as if it's a joke. And then if they acknowledge that it's actually happening, a lot of them still look at it as a joke. This is no joke. When you
Right.
when you talk about people coming into your country or somebody else's country for the purpose of sex tourism, and they're paying the money, right? They are the predators. It doesn't
Right.
matter if it's the child in that country that's going to be used, if it's the woman or the man, because even some of the grown men and women are forced into having sex with these people. They're not
Right.
all willing participants. And yes, there are things that can
Like
be
when you
done.
say forced, like, are you talking financially or like?
No, like physically forced with life threatening situations, because
Oh,
even
this it
even in,
happens in Kenya?
yes, you
Huh.
even have,
Okay.
in Kenyans, you have your little sex rings where they're going, whether if they're foreigners doing this or the Kenyans themselves doing this, that are forcing some of the not young men, sometimes older men and women, to have sex with these tourists.
Yeah, in Gambia,
See,
that
right.
I don't know about that,
No, we don't have
happening.
the sex trafficking in Gambia like the way it is in Kenya. With
I think
Gambia, they are
Because it's
willingly
smaller population,
doing it.
so
It's smaller population. Those things are going to be very easy to knock down. That's why we don't have like the sex trafficking, like what I saw on Kenya on that documentary. It's
yeah, I'm
the
gonna watch the video
yeah,
that you
watch that one
posted.
in Kenya. They have like
Mhm.
people that are like trafficking these kids. I mean, for now, we don't hear anything like that over there.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
in
pretty
Gambia
sure
they
we,
don't
yeah.
have that. Yeah, yeah, it's small,
but
so but
right, you
before
still
it
have the
gets
same
bigger.
customers though.
Yeah, the same customers. That this is true. You're absolutely correct. And these customers are on shows, so that's why like people over there. Some of them, they make it seem like, oh, it's just normal breezy, but this should be shamed on the international stage. Maybe then people would put a lot more into it. Now let's allow Jude. Jude, go ahead. Jude, are you there? Okay, Judah is not there. Mitch Babe. Go ahead, Mitch Babe. We have Supergirl. Thank you for the super chat. She said, Afridama, someone in chat wants to know the name of the talk show about the white grannies going to the Gambia. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna
It's on a British TV.
it's just to type Gambia sex tourism on British
Tourism. It will
TV.
show
So,
you on a British
yeah, it would show you.
TV.
Okay, let's see. Mitch Babe, are you there? Mitch Babe is not there. Jude. Okay, let's have Kifaru. Kifaru, go ahead.
What the hell is going on?
Can you hear me? I'm having a really fishy internet.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Kifaru, go
Because you're
ahead.
in Africa.
Chaotic.
Yeah, you don't know.
Chaotic
You don't
is
know
fighting with Kifaru.
you don't
Go ahead,
know
Kifaru.
you don't want my hit. So okay, this is the thing. At the end of the day, this is due to poverty, Afrodamos. You know, if you see most countries that people are really poor, there's this sex tourism going on all over the place. What makes me really worried about the Gambia isn't Gambia mostly Muslims.
Yes.
So how is it that something like that is like easily done in Gambia? Because I may be wrong, it's difficult for Muslim countries for people to do sex tourism and things like that. So why is it
Well,
an easy target
they don't
despite they
live.
are Muslim?
They don't live
You should go to. We don't.
according to that. It's like it's just like America being a Christian country. You can be whatever religion
Gambia, we don't
you
do
want.
Syria war. Yeah, you can believe whatever you want.
Yeah, as
Even
long
though
as
95% is Muslim, we don't.
Okay, so okay. So according to your data,
no
and
one
your
can
data
no one can
statistics,
force you. It's between you and your
I
family,
understand.
whatever.
I understand. Okay. So according to your statistics, are there more Gambian men into older women, or more Gambian women into older men?
Well, for the most part, it's the men that are on the beach side. Those are the bumpsters. So that's why it's a lot of the old ladies. But you do have some of the every now and again old men. But no, it's not the women. For the most part, it's the men. But there's European men that come there, and they go after the prostitutes there. They have like some of these prostitutes in like this area called Senegambia. When I was up there, I saw them. So you have, women from different areas. Some of them are Gambian, some Senegalese, some from Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone. They are over there, you see. So, yeah.
Mm. So I think it's a problem. I think as KB
Even
was
your
saying,
country, Cameroon, they're there. Everybody in that sub-region come over there for that.
well,
Was I
of
supposed to say something?
we're not talking
So
about
when they
Cameroon.
say
I know.
Gambia, no, listen. When they say Gambia, they don't understand that sex tourism is mostly done even by the sub-region that comes over
No,
there for that.
this let me explain you about Cameroon.
That's
In
why.
Cameroon, let me explain. In Cameroon, you see more older white men coming for younger women. So it's not like in the Gambia. So you not see older women going for younger Cameroon men. It's the other way around. There's one town they call Kribi. If you go there, you see these really young girls with white old men. But in Gambia, it seems it's the opposite. That's why it makes it more interesting. You understand what I'm trying to say?
The man one is bigger than the woman, but the women are doing it too. But like
I
I
know,
said,
but
you see
maybe,
different.
yeah, maybe
You
it's
see
not. Maybe
different in the sub-region. Everybody comes over there for that. Like if you see different people, I'm not gonna name names, but we all know everybody.
sex
Gambians are
tourism.
there, other
Sex
people
tourism
are
is
there
in
too doing
every
it.
country. No one can tell me that there's no sex tourism in their country. So I'm just like worried because maybe this sometimes it goes deeper than what we think. Maybe these women have seen a loophole that they can use it to exploit this country. And maybe it might go right down to government officials. You understand? Maybe they know they can get away with stuff that they need to start fighting it from
it's not going to. It's
at
not.
a
It's
higher
it's
level.
not going to happen.
It's not going to be easy. But
It's not
speaking
going
of
to
it, you
happen.
remember, Afrodamas, a couple of months ago, they arrested few of them that are not Gambian, and I'm not gonna name names, that they arrested because of that. And I was so upset. I'm like, they're grown, and it's not like they're doing nothing wrong. Everywhere you go, people are doing it. But like, I'm not encouraging it, but they were arresting non-Gambians
And
that actually they didn't
the
do it.
crazy thing, I didn't used to see this in Gambia, but I went to this one, it's a village. It's a village. I saw mixed children. These kids, they look like their fathers are Chinese. These are mixed Asian kids. I was like, holy smogoli. And there's like a Chinese factory close by there too, you know?
They have a different two
It's
factories
crazy.
in one.
Like,
They have
you
a
go to
baby factory and a real
No,
factory.
because I asked,
food is everywhere.
I asked this one man. This guy tried to tell me, no, when there's Chinese, when people are around, the kids they start looking like them. I said, what? He said, no,
Imagine
this kid is not
African one.
mixed. He said the child start looking like the Chinese. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's
Okay.
BS.
Yeah, but
They
let's
need
allow
to look
Judah.
into
Let's
that.
allow Judah also, and then we get to chaotic. Go ahead, Judah.
Afidemus, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh wow, this is very interesting, right? Look, what is happening in Gambia
I think these guys, they're really happy.
why?
I don't think a young man, active person, will really want to be with an old woman. No, for God's sake, I don't think he's happy. It's
No,
just
Why?
he needs money. I think
let
at the end of the day, it's poverty.
let
If
him.
we can give them
Hold on,
alternative
Can I finish
employment.
talking,
hold on.
Kafu?
Allow him, so that we can get to chaotic too. Go ahead, Judah.
Exactly. What I was saying is, it seems like the law doesn't work in the Gambia. And I really don't blame the white lady, but I blame the white people that are coming into Gambia, but I blame the government in the first place. Because when people come into your country, you have to have rules and regulations at the airport. You can print out these papers and give it to every one of these people that comes in. Tell them this is the law and this is what you can face if you do this. So people are aware of what is going on, because Gambia economy is based on tourism. You cannot stop people from coming into your country. Those hotels depends on tourists, and I
No,
don't
I'm not
think
saying they should stop them. I mean, look. Here's my thing. For me, I'm just laying out what's in front of all of us. Like, we
right,
cannot pretend like it's not there. So
right.
I've talked about the benefits before, right? But that doesn't mean that something that is dirty, we're not gonna point that out as well. We can only
Exactly.
look at money.
Exactly. Mimi shouldn't be mad because Gambia is ridiculous, right? And we give privileges to these white people, and it's happening
Why am
across
I
Africa.
mad?
We
I'm
look at
not
them like,
mad.
I mean, I came here one time and I was disgusted about what white people do, and everybody was mad. Oh, why you hate white people? But these are the things that they do, and we take it not serious. But we as Africans cannot do the same thing overseas.
I
It's
am
gonna,
not mad. What
we
I'm
go to
saying
jail for this
is
stuff.
we
Well,
have
No,
to
I
we
mean,
don't
teach the
need
boys
we don't need
too.
to. We can scam them. We have people who
No, no,
scam
no.
them.
The boys, like I said, Aphrodamos, the boys, sometimes you see the police trying to stop them to get over where the tourists are, but they will do anything to get
Right, but
in
the
there. So
government also,
why are you blaming the women? The women have
no,
problems and the boys have
No.
problems
That
too.
you can't.
we are not.
No. That's not right. If someone is going to exploit someone, you blame them for exploiting
But
someone.
why are they letting themselves being exploited when they said we're
But
gonna get
you
there
can't say
and
you
do
don't
it?
blame them. You can't just
And
say
No,
you don't
listen.
have to blame them. That's my
I don't
point.
even blame.
My
okay.
problem is if it's exposed to the children. Yes,
But I
that's
don't
a
even
big
blame. I don't
problem.
blame none of those
That's
people. I blame
that's
the
the one
government.
that I'm focused on.
I
But
blame the
25
government
to
because the
30
government doesn't have laws
going
in
over
place.
there, that's
So,
none of
like,
my business.
Judah, for
Get the
example, let me
logic out
ask you,
here.
like, Judah, if like you're talking right now, let's say some of these government people are listening, what type of laws do you think, if they are serious about this, what would
Okay.
you suggest? Like, what would you suggest?
What I would suggest is, since tourism is the biggest economy
It's
in the Gambia,
second.
after what? After the government.
No, agriculture. Is based in agriculture.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
okay. So what do you have to do is tell the government, come out with the constitution. What does the constitution say? What does the law of the
They
Gambia
have
say?
all that. They have all that.
But when once they come into the airport, these things have to align. You don't go pity on them. In America, when you commit any certain type of law, you go down for it. In the Gambia, you
Jude,
actually corrupt.
you cannot.
Is there a
You
law
can,
in America that say if you
see,
commit for
Jude,
sex tourism, you go into jail?
let me just say this here. You cannot.
I'm
You
just
cannot.
trying to be logical.
You cannot
No, the
arrest
thing
people
is,
for falling in love. They'll tell you they're in love. What you
no,
gonna
it's
do?
not falling in love. There's what is going on in Gambia called
No,
pedophile. People,
listen,
little kids are being
but
pedophile.
listen. Like, pedophile is good, but to convict someone for pedophile, it's not as easy as you think.
What you mean?
When
If you
it's the
see somebody
pedophile
playing with a
thing,
little boy,
that's a problem. That's where the problem is.
No, but
But
okay,
like
but
I said,
we're not talking about
the other
pedophile
way,
Yeah,
now.
yeah, we're not
guys,
We're not
don't
talking
experts.
switch
about
it. Yeah.
pedophile. We're not talking
Because
about
Okay.
pedophile.
be saying like the pedophile in Gambia, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It might happen, but you guys cannot even go and point one and said, okay, this one was doing a pedophile. I didn't see it. If that's a problem, please let me know, because I will make sure that one will be prosecuted, because that's a big problem. I will
Look, this is the thing. It's
do
easier for
anything for
these
that.
people. It's easier for these
I think
people
you
to be
guys are
pedophile.
mixing. You guys are
Most
mixing two
of
things
these
here.
things are the other way around. Like grown men want to do things with grown women, or grown women want to do things with grown men. But when it comes to kids, that's a problem. And y'all be putting it like it's kids involved. We don't have a sex trafficking over there. Because, like I said, if you guys found it, please let me know.
Well, they do traffic some
Because
of
I
those
will.
prostitutes
Yes,
from
yeah,
Sierra
that is
Leone
true.
to Gambia,
There's
and
not a trafficking from
some of those
Nigerians.
Liberian women, they
I don't even want
transport
to
them.
say names, but if you go
Please,
to
please,
Western
please,
Gambia, you will see it.
let's not start calling name and
Yeah,
blaming.
Yeah, that's why I said
guys.
Let's
All
let's
right,
stick to
leave that
guys.
one
Gambia. Let's
alone.
stick to
Because
Okay,
Gambia,
if you
please.
want to
guys,
talk
hold on.
about that
Mimi,
one,
hold
it's
on.
not even
Mimi,
Gambia.
Hold on. Guys, hold on. Let's allow Chaotic also to give his 2 cents. Go ahead, Chaotic. Guys, don't interrupt when any speaker is speaking. Please let them finish their
Might have
point.
been this panel
Thank
real
you.
quick. Give me a second. Hey,
Chaotic.
thank you.
Did you
Thank you.
did you hear the things I was saying about this
Yes.
whole?
Yes.
What do you want
Yes.
to add here, Chaotic?
I've been patiently waiting for 50 minutes to
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
And Aphrodite, I'm going to direct this to you because I already know that I'm going to get cut off 2
Oh
seconds.
no! Anyone that cuts you off, they will be put backstage.
Okay. Aphrodite, you know that I rock with you.
That's
You know
right.
that you are one of my favorite podcasters, and particularly I love when you come on my show.
That's right.
But I got to say this about you, and I got to say this about Gambia.
Go for it.
Everything that is happening to Gambia, you deserve it. You deserve what is taking place with those grannies coming over there and pretty much seeking out younger men in their late teens, early 20s. You've had tens of thousands of years to develop the Mali Empire. Previously, we don't really know what was there, but Africans have been in that region for eons. You didn't use the gold for your benefit. You didn't use the rice, the millet, or nothing. And so, to this day, people are still exploiting you. The Arabs were exploiting you during the trans-Saharan slave trade, and now you have old, decrepit white women exploiting you. Now, it just really shows you the ignorance and the stupidity of your people, and not just your people, but most people on the west coast of Africa. You don't see this happening in Japan. You don't see this happening now in Singapore. You don't see this happening in most parts of the world where the people are highly advanced. Maybe it's time for us to look at these people and study them and try to be like them. That is what I think. I'm so glad no one cut me off. What say you, Aphrodite? And salute to you. And sorry if I've offended you, Aphrodite. But that is
No.
what I think about.
You
Yes,
didn't
go ahead.
offend me.
Chaotic.
It is
Chaotic.
true.
You know.
We
Hold
just
on.
said
Go
that
ahead,
we
Mima.
have land. We have land that we can go, like plot rice and everything. If they use that, maybe they could have done better than what they're doing right now. But some people are just lazy. They want the easy money, and that's what they choose to do.
You know, Chaotic. Chaotic, I have to say,
Yes, sir.
I agree with you, Chaotic.
Thank you, sir.
Long lines of opportunity. Everything you've said here,
Yes,
that
sir.
opportunity can be taken.
Yes,
So
sir.
there is no excuse. But does anyone want to add on to what Chaotic said before Mitch Babe go on?
No,
Yeah,
I agree with him.
yes, yes, yes,
They
yes.
can do something.
Okay, although we would have it's look like it's a couple of you. Let's allow Mitch Babe and Deep Sleep, then we'll allow you guys to respond. Go ahead, Mitch Babe.
Oh, hi. Well, I've been listening to it. Chaotic just made a comment that that thing is not happening anywhere in the world, but in Africa, where we didn't use our resources to our advantage. And I would say I will beg to differ in a way because it's worse in Thailand. When you go to Thailand, these European men, the old men, go to Thailand, and they do it worse there.
Right. Yeah, I've
Thailand
seen that.
and
I've
Philippines,
seen that.
Thailand and Philippines, they
Mm-hmm.
go there mostly. The old men go there just to search for these young girls because any society that has got poor people, they feel like they are vulnerable. So the only way they can lure them into that kind of like having that sort of relationship, that sexual relationship with them is, you know, through the fact that they will lure them with money, or the fact that they are white people and they are coming to save them out in quotes. So when he talks about Africa having resources and we didn't use it to our advantage, I don't think that is a point here, because when you go to these Asian countries in Thailand and Philippines, it's worse there, very very worse. But the thing with the Gambia is the fact that um, there is this internet.
But you see, if we point to places like the Philippines, Thailand, that takes away from the topic itself, because the reason why we're talking about it, that means if those places are very well known for that, it is time to curb it before Gambia gets to that level. Because I've been hearing everyone say, Gambia is minute in this. So that just it doesn't negate the truth here. Like, we want a higher standard and higher thinking, for the people there. Like, I can't speak for the people in Thailand. I mean,
Yes,
they are
yes,
happy to do this.
doesn't
But let
negate
me
it.
read
That
this real quick. Visionary said, Afridamus, what would you say if you meet a white woman in USA, you visit with her, you visit Gambia after they label as sex tourist and you as a bumpster? That will not happen. Okay? That will not happen. And like, if people that come from Europe or America with white women, they're not gonna call them bumpsters if they are not bumpsters. Let's not deflect from the truth here. Let's talk about these old, white European grandmas. Let's
Okay,
not make
okay.
this about me. This is not about me. Like,
Let me.
I'm
Okay,
not
sorry.
I'm not making this. I'm not making this isn't about me. Like, every single time you bring such topic, people think you're speaking in just for your own interest. We have to face things. We have to face the truth. I know, like, some people, like, for
I
instance,
agree.
what Chaotic said here. Many people are, they're gonna act like they are not, they're not gonna like what he said, fans. But Chaotic, every crop he even mentioned, every single crop, they all grow over there. This is what they used to
Especially
do.
rice and millet.
Rice,
It's like the
millet.
main
And he
crop
talked
in
about
Gambia.
gold. So what is the excuse? It's like having two hands, you know, and the food is right there. Now you want somebody to take the spoon and feed you. That's what's going on here. So this is why I don't want us to deflect and try
But
to
can I say
point at
something?
other places whatsoever. People have to speak the brutal truth. That's
But I'm
just
gonna
what's gonna
blame
happen.
our government too for not giving subsidies to farmers to do that and putting money where they're supposed to go. They're gonna be giving other government officials, buying them maybe $40,000 US, cars, which is not even necessary. instead of helping the farmers, buying them fertilizer or other things that they can use to grow
The
that,
country is
the
corrupt.
farmers are struggling.
The
So
country is
in that
corrupt.
case, I'm gonna blame the government because they don't put the money where it's supposed to go. You're gonna
But
blame these
Yeah,
young
I mean,
people for the
can
government and doing
I just
nothing.
say something?
hold
Can
on,
I?
guys, hold on.
Build factories.
Okay, make it quick so we can have deep sleep. Deep sleep have not said a word here. Hold on, Kifaru, you would have the chance to speak
It's all
here.
right.
Let's
It's
allow
okay. Yeah.
deep sleep. Go ahead. Deep sleep, are you there?
Yeah,
He's
let
probably
let Kifaru
sleeping.
go. I'll go last.
Okay.
No, let Kifaru speak.
Go ahead, Kifaru.
Okay. So I know the lady was talking about farmers. You know, I don't really think a farmer, no matter what condition you put him in, will go down for sex tourism. No, these people are just opportunities. But this is what I want to say. Okay. Do you think there's any possibility that there may be any genuine love in one of these people? Do you think there can be some case where an old woman may actually like a Ghanaian man
No,
that
I'm
she really
sure. No,
just wants to
I'm
be
not.
with
Some of
him?
them
Again,
get married. A lot of
no,
them
I'm
get
not
married,
saying. Look,
but it's not
Kifaru, there is
genuine love.
this documentary, right? Okay, this is wild. There's like this European woman who, like, they were talking. These are literally like they said they know like these guys they want to get married, so they kind of play them to make it seem like, yeah, I'm gonna marry you to get the papers, but in reality they said they're just there for sex. So they pick up on it, so they play different young men. Yes, there are
But can I
some
say something?
who, yeah, they fall in love, I'm pretty sure,
On
like,
the
'cause
in
some of them
in
get
the
married,
Gambian
but
justice system, they
yeah,
will go and get married over there.
yeah,
So
but
so the
again,
government is telling us that they don't know that.
yeah,
Some of the
that's
people
not what
getting
I'm
married.
questioning. I'm questioning what, the whole morality around it. Because if you look at it, right, it's obviously not something that is, it's like, it seems like the negative is more than the positive. Does that make sense?
Mm. Yeah, I get your point, because I always believe the two sides of every story. You know,
You're right.
if to me, if the Gambian guys can use this to capitalize, what is that the word, over the situation, the wise one can use it and make themselves better and help their community. It can
That's what I
be
was
so
saying.
a white woman can
But
come,
it's still not
a rich
right.
white woman, and you scam her all of her riches and make your society better. So there's always two sides of every story, you
Wait,
know.
wait,
So
wait,
sometimes I
But
want
some of
to
them
hold
believe
on,
go
them
to
and
Kifaru,
Europe
appreciate.
wait,
with
Yeah.
that.
Kifaru,
Some of them
hold
are
on.
going to Europe. They use it as meal tickets. Most of them went to Europe through that,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
marrying
yeah.
these
So
old
me,
women.
we can use that.
So wait, so you
That's why
guys
I'm
are
trying to
saying
saying,
say.
so
we
you're
just have
saying
to
you
use
approve
logic.
you, but again, are you saying
No,
you
no,
approve?
no. Well, sometimes you give me this, I give you that. It's a business. If we're going for business, let's do business. But if they come in to say, "Oh, I want love, I want to make," that is a problem. But do you know what? We'll change sex for document, sex for American green card. What is wrong with that? These guys, maybe they just want to get somewhere out of the country. If they go to America, this woman gonna dump them anyway. They know will be with
That's
them,
actually illegal. It's
except
actually illegal to do that for U.S.
That's
that may
illegal. You
be
know that, right? What you just said
what
there.
is
That
That's
illegal.
illegal. But
It,
What
most
what
there,
of
is
there's
them
there,
are
illegal?
there's a
Show
getting,
me
there's a
they
U.S.
dump the
there's a
old
U.S.
woman when they get
statute
to Europe.
that says if you do that to gain citizenship or residency, the person who is the American could go to prison for that.
Yeah, and
It
most
is
of them will
illegal.
go to Europe and dump them. So that's why I was saying, don't blame these old ladies, but because these
but
Gambian boys
again,
are doing
even for
evil
that,
things
I'm confused. So
too.
are you
When
guys
they
saying,
married them and take them to Europe, they dump them. And I
okay, are
see
you
so
guys
many
saying, right?
hardworking ones
It may
that
be a
have.
deal. So I think my internet go off. You guys say illegal. It's difficult to say some people are married illegally. It's not just how you think. You can just say, oh, it's illegal. It's
So
a
what I'm
really
saying,
complex.
so Kifaru, you are saying, okay, you don't mind it as long as they are able to get what they want.
Exactly. Because see, if you come into pump an old woman, who's just gonna do that for free? That shit is disgusting. But if you're gonna do that to get your American green card, you can sacrifice and you sort out yourself. If they do that, if they're wise enough to doing that for business purposes, okay. But if you just want to sleep with an old white woman, that's the disgusting part of it.
So Kifaru, then, so are you saying then the Gambian official that wrote this statement about saying, the old ladies cannot come there and the grannies are not welcome for sex tourism, do you think that's just lip service on the top? But you are saying,
That's
hey,
lip service.
are you saying, Kifaru, hey, if these old ladies is a mutual thing, old wrinkly, scaly body against these guys who are young, and the guy is like, yeah, I'm gonna get a green card, you say no problem? They can just sell their soul, their dignity for all that?
Well, some people might need that, not everyone.
No, I want you to answer this straight.
Well,
see, are you saying no? Don't beat around the bush. You are saying, so this is what I'm hearing. You're saying, so you would say, okay, I mean, you guys are just overreacting. These guys, they, hey, no problem, it's mutual. These old ladies, they want to come to Africa and get their freak on, no problem. As long as these guys are benefiting,
Okay, good. Yeah, for the morality part of it, I would say it's wrong. But for the business side of it, it's complicated.
Kifaru, it's wrong on all angles.
I know it's wrong. I know. I just want to say things from the bottom, how I think. If people do all kind of shit things for money, I've seen people
like Kifaru, for me, maybe because
African going to African going to the Arab world and get shot in their mouth for money. You understand?
But Kifaru, that's selling your soul to the devil.
Okay.
That's the whole thing I'm saying. That's why, because if you look at that, would mean Africans are for sale. That's the whole thing. Because how we talk about slavery, right?
Okay, Afrodamos.
That was for money. That was for this. Is kind of the same thing. These people, they're using, for instance, Kifaru.
It is wrong.
Kifaru, like if I go to Gambia, right? I go to Gambia. Do you think, like those old white ladies would come after me? I highly doubt it. No, because they will try because they cannot.
Someone that will approach
you look
you
healthy.
too.
You don't look like someone that is that's struggling. They might not.
When they know, like, they cannot use their little pennies on me. That's the truth.
I understand where Kifaru is coming from, even though it's wrong on all angles. But then again, who are we to say, hey, you cannot stop me from doing that? That's how I'm looking at it.
All right, let me read this. Go Black, thank you again for the super chat. He says, stop beating around the bush. There is power and might in poverty. Long live the poor. I think tell me you're joking, but I'll go for it. But thank you for the super chat. The Kio said, Afridamos is not the same. I am not the moral police. No, I'm not playing the moral police here. What I'm saying is, okay, because these are things that we talk about, and people would come out and say, oh, these people are getting exploited. That's why we're talking about these things. So is it again, because the general consensus, because I heard Big Dog also, it sounds like you guys are saying you don't see any problem in it. Are you saying the Gambian officials, they were overreacting? There is no problem in this. If that's what you guys are saying, feel free to say it. Go ahead.
Afrodamos, okay. If you ask me, if there's a pedophilia problem, that's where I'll say, okay, that is where there's the limit. You need to stop. But if you see old men, people who are in their 20s trying to make the living out of themselves, well, that is your morality. To me, I don't even see that as something that's maybe we're overreacting. But when we see like this old man going for like pedophilia, that is a problem. When pedophilia is not a thing, then well, I may just brush over it. I just want to give you an
So
example.
so
Okay, we're
so a
talking about
19
morality.
wait
If you
wait
go to the
wait let's say a 19 or 19-year-old with a 71-year-old or 60-year-old, like
yeah,
I can't even picture
he
that.
or she is above age.
like
Nah,
like what
nah.
the huh?
That's a
He or she is
woman.
above age. You can't you
Yeah,
but
she's
you
above
can't
age,
tell them
but
they're doing something
still
wrong.
more.
Yeah,
Abradamus,
that
Yeah.
Abradamus.
is a personal
Look,
that is on a
Ab-
personal level.
Abradamus,
If
let me
I
Yeah.
tell you the
saw
truth.
that when I'm in Gambia and I go by the big side and I see somebody like 18, 19, 20 doing that with a 70-year-old, I'm gonna have a talk with you because, girl, you can do something better. I know it's
You might
happening,
put
but
yourself in
you can
problem.
do.
You
No, no, no. I'm not gonna be
you
like
interfere in their
approaching you in a
privacy.
bad way, but as a sister, I think I have a role to play.
Mimi, I don't think those bombsters would listen. Don't even try. Go
I'm not
ahead,
even
big dog.
talking about the boys. The boys,
Oh,
like I said in the beginning, I am not
good.
gonna see a 25-year-old with an old woman and say, "Why are you doing this?" None of my business. Because if I get punched, I bring it to myself. Honestly
Look,
speaking, that's none of my
look.
business.
In a
Let's
country,
allow big dog. Go ahead, big dog.
whereby there's democracy, which Gambia is, people have individual rights. You understand?
Right.
As long the person is not committing a crime, 80 years old woman can come in. It might look disgusting, right? But if that person is above maybe 19 or 20, right? So it's like either like the guy can ask, what's your business? You understand? But morality is bad. We talk morally.
You're
You
right.
understand?
Exactly.
That's
It's
true.
very, very bad. But for you to interfere because you don't know the relationship between that
Right.
old lady and the young man, what you should understand, that program you're talking about in England or in Britain, look, they made a show out of it. How are these old women who have been lonely for so long? You understand? Who have been lonely for so long? How they getting their groove on?
Their
You
groove
understand?
back.
They
Their
don't
groove back.
they don't like
Sometimes,
us. They don't like
With
wait,
lungs
us.
of
wait,
Kwame.
wait. Sometimes it's not the sexual aspect of it. Sometimes it's just about the companion aspect of it also. So not all these people you see, you think these old men are also scared of disease? What the government have to do, because the population is small, they have to have what's called health awareness. What is really going on? Because any hazard, viruses or bacteria or anything can comes in. So they have to really allow the citizen to know, look, if you're going to chase, people cannot do nothing about it because it's your right to communicate with anybody as long as you're not committing any crime. So this is the health hazards. You don't know these people, check them out and do this and do that. But what they also like also to put also is good. You mentioned the white people also, but the new kid in the block now is the American blacks that you refuse to mention.
No, no.
You understand?
No, we're not
I've
talking
al-
about
Eh,
America.
But
Come on.
Because you refuse to mention it because now the new drive now, why they call it the long stroke Kwame, you see this
wait.
big dog,
Big
but
dog.
those
You say what
people
do they
just
call
start
it? What
coming
do
to
they call
Gambia
them?
recently.
You
Long
say what do
stroke
they?
Kwame.
they
Hold on,
Long
call
hold
them
on,
stroke
hold on.
Kwame.
Big
they
dog.
call
You
them
say
long
what do
stroke
they call them?
long stroke Kwame. This
Hold on. Hold on. Is long stroke Kwame? Is that the like the
oh
That's
bombsters in Ghana?
Dynasty
yeah,
Agnes vocabulary.
it's happening also in Ghana. So also in Nigeria also, you see these people that a little bit also being abandoned for years. Nobody say hello to them. The rejected ones in United States coming to Africa to also look for this young groove also. You understand me? So if you think, oh, this is because the Caucasian you see now, my brother, just look deep. In Ghana, is also fucking going on.
But Caucasian been doing it for a long time.
Okay, hold on. So let me ask you guys this. Let me
Black
ask you
Americans
guys.
just
Hold
start
on.
coming to Gambia recently.
Hold on,
And
guys.
I understand some of them are doing it, few of them not.
Okay, from what I gather is, right? You guys are saying, okay, they did not violate the law. Let's not be moral police. Okay, fine. We are seeing this. The old white ladies are they putting this out in the public. So are you saying, guys saying, okay, both these parties, the old ladies, they want to get their groove on, and these guys are on the beach, they want to do this, they are not violating any rules. You know, they in fact should have understanding, and people step out of their way and let them do their thing. Is that what I'm hearing?
Of course, they're not. Yeah, they're not violating any rule. They're not disturbing anyone. They're not causing any crime. If you ask for my own personal opinion, I was thinking if there's pedophilia, that's where it can be a criminal. If we can say, okay, now there's pedophilia in the Gambia, then that's where it's a problem. But if it's just like 100 old women having fun with,
but this is a Muslim country,
what
right?
you gonna do?
It's a Muslim country.
That was my first question I asked.
Yeah.
When I talk of harassment, those are the kind of things that was why I was asking about the laws in the Gambia. You guys have to put certain things in place. Harassment is things that sexual harassment. I don't think.
But when you say sexual harassment, did you hear some of the? There's some of the the bumpsters.
Nobody harassing anybody. They all willing to do it.
Jude, they are the ones. They are following the white women. Okay, let's allow Kunta Kinte. Kunta Kinte is in the Gambia. He would know more about.
Can I just finish making that point? I haven't even spoken.
Yes, you have. Allow Kemet Kunta before his internet drops.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kemet Kunta. Kemet Kunta, you're in the Gambia. We're talking about the relationship between the bumpsters and the old Europeans. What do you want to add onto this, Kemet Kunta? Are you there, Kunta? Kunta, are you there?
His internet probably is not. Does not like.
Okay, go ahead, Jude.
Right. What I was saying is there are laws in place that even the Gambians really even don't know. They might be harassed, but they don't even know they are being harassed.
No, but they are following. No, the bumpsters are the ones, in fact. Look, let me tell you this. Look, Jude, let me tell you how crazy this is. Okay? Like, this is wild because these old ladies, there's a reason they're going there. They are hot commodity. Like, all of a sudden, they are being chased by these young men. That's what makes the whole thing even.
Right. They are being chased by the young men in the Gambia, and sometimes they also chase
on
the young
beach.
guys in the Gambia.
Yeah. Like I gave the story of the Swedish guy who came there looking for teenage, young girls. So like the government. Here's the thing. I get what you guys are saying, but if the government is saying this, right? That to me, they have to put something in place because I'm not trying to be the moral police whatsoever, but a nation needs a reputation.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know rape? Can women is rape? Do you know women also rape guys?
Huh?
Do you know women also rape men?
Come on,
Jude.
Some of those guys in the
Jude, what is
Jude? That's not part of the topic.
Jude.
How can a woman rape a man, bro?
I told you, Jude always.
Jude, what do you mean the woman? Are you saying
you are right, but you are right, Jude. Women can rape a man, but that's not the topic.
Right, but what I'm saying
no, woman live. That's just some fallacy. How can a woman rape a man?
Are you talking about?
For a woman to rape a man, that guy needs to have.
Women can rape a young man. That's true.
Listen. Let me just say this.
Some of these things happen in the Gambia, but you guys don't know about. That's what I'm saying. The government has to bring policies
to me.
Because we're not in denial or anything like you. if you come
Mimi,
across
can I
it
talk? You
and you
keep intervening. See, I mean, I know it's your country,
Hold
but
on,
let me
guys,
talk. Let me
don't start
finish.
fighting one at a time, please. Mimi,
Right,
Mimi,
Mimi,
yeah,
can I
Mimi,
finish talking?
let him finish. Go ahead, Judah. Judah,
Right.
what do you mean? Are you implying that these European women are raping these men?
Of course, but the Gambian people don't
Explain.
know.
Okay,
They
explain.
can't. Let me tell you
Explain.
something. Let me
We're
tell you
listening.
something. When I
Yeah.
came to United, let me finish. When I came to
If I
United
don't lie,
States,
let him finish.
can I finish? When
Go
I
ahead.
came to United
Okay,
States,
okay.
that's when I knew women could also rape men. But in Africa, things like this happen and we don't take it serious. We
Right.
just feel like it's not normal. Even a married person, a woman can claim that his husband raped her.
Yeah,
A married
I've seen that.
Right, but those are the things that in
Yeah, the
Africa, when you
husband,
say
but
it,
yeah.
in Africa, when you say that, people don't take you serious. And those are
Mhm.
the types of laws that your government in the Gambia has to, because some of these guys
They,
are being raped in the Gambia.
they have rape laws there. There's people.
Right, but does the
It's very
government take it
serious
serious?
too.
Right,
Hmm?
that's
and
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
go live in jail.
Yeah,
Some of those
they
guys are
have
getting,
rape laws. It's very serious.
some of those guys are getting raped by the by
But
those women.
explain.
That's what I'm
What
telling
do
you.
you mean?
When they come over with huge sum of money, your people are being flattered. They come into the hotels without knowing.
Oh,
And
so you
sometimes they
consider
do.
that rape?
Of course, of course, if somebody
Nah,
doesn't opt
Jude.
for it, if somebody
Come on.
doesn't opt for it, and you force that
No,
person, it's rape.
no,
Nah,
Jude.
that does not make
Come
sense,
on,
man.
man.
Jude.
Come on, man. Are you gonna protect rapists now?
No,
Jude,
I mean, I'm
Jude,
saying,
You see what I
Jude.
tell you about him?
Okay, that's fine.
We're
Let's
not
allow Kunta Kinte.
we're not
Kunta Kinte.
protecting
Hold on, guys.
rapists.
Let's
You
allow
need to
Kunta
cool your
Kinte.
shit.
Kunta Kinte, are you there? Kemet Kunta, are you there?
Drop
Afrodamus,
him, let
Afrodamus.
him come
You
back.
Yeah,
see,
I don't know the
Jude,
internet.
Jude,
Go ahead, big dog.
Jude. One thing about Jude, Jude is a Cameroonian boy, which I like because he knows where it's really from. The other one I just left is not too
Who?
different from Jude also. Chaotic Truth.
Yeah.
You see, Chaotic Truth is
Now
a fake
I know you're
black
gonna have your
American.
beef with chaotic truth.
Wait.
You know, Truth is a fake black American who want to be black American. You understand me? You want to be American black. You see, I said it before. I said American blacks are not descendants of Africans. You understand me? Because they said they're not.
Chaotic is from Nigeria.
No. We don't want nothing to do with chaotic. Chaotic is a bird who fly. It's an empty soul dude. You understand me? Chaotic. Just when he came, he said is a punishment. You understand?
Yeah.
Chaotic truth is always looking for something to say that is making wow, but it's a fool. You understand me? Chaotic truth. The American black reject chaotic truth. But chaotic truth never want to associate himself as an
Hey, big dog,
African.
that guy is a
Even
Nigerian.
Nigeria.
You have to respect him. He's a Nigerian and he's African.
Have chaotic truth ever said anything about his Africa or Nigeria?
No, he
Chaotic
said
truth
he's American.
chaotic
I
truth
mean,
always say
we
it's an
can always.
American. Chaotic truth always say Nigerian women are like men. They are ugly. You understand me? Even the
Oh,
American blacks that chaotic truth is pandering to also reject him. You understand me? So chaotic truth is like a vulture who have no meat to eat, but rather you have to fly and land on the tree, and you have to be eating that tree. It's a dry man.
Man, we are not talking
Nobody.
about
Thank you very
chaotic
much.
truth. We are
big
talking
dog,
about what
big
is in
dog,
hand,
big
what is
dog,
going on in
big
the
dog,
Gambia.
big dog.
We're
What do
not
you
talking
mean
about
by
chaotic
big dog? Big dog. What do you? Yeah, big dog. What do you think about what Judas said about these European women, old ladies raping the bombsters, these young men on the beach?
Uh, uh, I think Judas Sutter is very funny also. You know, let's just be honest. Look, these young men that these women are looking for. See, I said poverty is part of it, and the other part of it is also these women. These women. I don't think any old woman would just like if you have a husband or a guy would just be looking for or other men. Some of these women who live in England, especially England, have no men for 10 years. When you have no man for 10 years and you still kind of like looking for, my brother, you'll be running to search for any young man you will find. I think that will find you attractive. And it happened to be that with this guy, with these ladies, or this what you call the grannies, in Gambia, for them to have vitamin D, excessive one, they also have a special vitamin D also. And those special vitamin Ds are those young, dark-skinned Gambia men. As long as they are not teenagers, they are not they are above age of knowing somebody. That's why I say when crimes are not being committed, it's very, very difficult for you to come in between people who have communication and said, "Oh, who are you? Why are you this way?" See, the law doesn't really go like that in Gambia, as I think.
It's
But
be difficult. So this,
if crime is being committed, that is the problem. Then the government have to arrest them. But they have to also be code of conduct also. Awareness.
But this is the thing:
what,
crimes is being committed, but the people don't know about it.
what code of conduct, Big Dog? What country has got that code of conduct, Big Dog, that you know about?
No, what I mean,
what country has got that code of conduct? Where you guys are talking about code of conduct?
There's no really no country really like that. What I mean is just about passing awareness, information, just about the hazards, because you don't know these people, they're not being tested, and the guy that's also going to meet these women will also not be tested. So they have to be like symposiums, education about awareness of different hazards and viruses.
I get what you say.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah, let me just say this. Okay, I know. See, this is what I'm going to give those bomb stars. I'll speak now like
Man, you cannot
use
be
your
protecting
brain.
rapists, man.
Yeah,
You cannot
use
be
your brain.
protecting-
Hey, listen. Use your brain. Okay, you just use your brain. You can. I know one guy personally. He's not from Gambia. He's from Cameroon. He had to import his own old woman, and he took a lot of money from that woman, and he's established himself. He's got a house now. He's got a family. Use your brain. It's your time. If some other people in some other country have that opportunity, they will not even say it. So if this old woman, they want you Gambian men, use your brain, man. Sex is a big business, even in Europe. You understand? Listen, it's a big business even in Europe. We all know about the red districts in Holland. Is that worse than what's happening in Gambia?
You want the male gigolos to continue doing
you to top up their game. Top up their game. Yeah, top up their game. Don't give your damn day for free.
If I was
Get
speaking of
something
them,
for
there
free.
are a lot of them that did that. A lot of them have opportunity, build houses, help their families do
Good.
that.
Let them use it, man.
So
Yeah,
that's
but
why I
when
say
is
this
pedophilia
you're just
a
gonna have
problem?
to use logic.
Let-
Are
let-
you gonna
let me
tell
chime
them
in
not
at-
to do it?
Yeah, let's allow a Kenyan point of view here. Go ahead.
Okay, so I swear sometimes, not everybody, but just a couple people when they speak on this topic or other topics, it's like you don't understand what the problem of sexism is in human trafficking. Like, for example, when you say that, it's okay for sex tourists who engage only with adults, what you're doing is that you're allowing the child predators to use those adults as their cover, because that's exactly what they do. Okay, if you're so busy on saying it's okay because it's consenting adults, it's not my problem. That moral decay is came right in and is destroying your country based on more and more people adopting that idea. Okay, so we cannot say it's okay for sex tourism to take place just because they're adults. When you think about it,
because that's
okay,
the slippery slope. That's a slippery slope there.
Right. What makes it hard to crack is that you got to find out if there was actually a transaction for sex. Okay. And if there was a transaction for sex, then a crime has been, because I don't know of any country in Africa except maybe one, that when a person comes to the country, even if they're coming for just the adults, that they're going there for sex, then that means that person is a predator, and they don't care about the morality of your country. Hold on.
Okay.
We all know, and I'm not going to mention the name. We all know of one YouTuber who has fallen down this path. She's had a horrible childhood, and basically, when men and women continue this lifestyle, what happens is they become mentally deranged, and it's a big problem. So you can't say that it's innocent. It's not innocent. And also, I want to bring up this particular guy. He's got a YouTube channel. He's probably the most successful sex tourist on the planet. He goes by his YouTube channel is called Naughty Nomad, right? So a lot of
What's
these
the name?
I put the link in the back chat. He's got a list of an old website that he has up. He has a YouTube channel, and he's successfully going around all over Africa and all over the world, being a sex tourist, and he's teaching men on how to do it. And he does it in a roundabout way. And what I mean by that, he makes it seem like he's very professional when he presents this. And then you have a
Yeah,
lot of
I
these
mean,
people like,
hold on,
Has he
we'll
got
get
money
to
to
that.
pay?
Hold on, guys,
on.
hold on. We have
Come on, man.
Kunta Kinte again. KBM, if you can make it fast, so his internet
Right.
doesn't disappoint him.
I recently, after I did the interview, or actually before I premiered the interview yesterday, I watched this guy's one of his latest videos, and towards the beginning, he said his favorite continent on Earth is Africa, and he was laying out the different areas of Africa, where to go, where not to go, where it's safe, where it's not safe. So this guy is grooming other men, and he's getting paid to do it.
Is this
Okay,
person? This is old European too.
he's not. He's actually not old. He's probably late 30s, early 40s.
Maybe if you can eventually send it to me,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll do that.
take a
Is
look.
it the
Maybe
same guy that went to Gambia? Afridamus that we did with that girl? Remember that one that you did?
Yeah, I did a show. No,
African
he said a
American guy?
different
No,
name.
no,
He
no,
said a different.
no.
But let's try Kunta Kinte again. Kemet Kunta, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear all of you loud and clear, but
Thank you.
my
Thank you for.
signal is not too good. The connection over here is not too good.
We can hear you loud and clear. Can you drop your 2 cents? You're calling straight from Gambia. You heard the topic. You know a lot about bumpsters, the old ladies coming. Let's say you, Kunta Kinte, drop, from the Gambian point of view. We want to hear what you have to say. Go ahead.
All right, greetings everyone, Hutep, ladies and gentlemen. I greet you all. It's an amazing show. Afridamos, I must say, thanks to you for bringing this topic on. Well, I have about 20 years experience working in the hotel industry, and I have physically interacted with all kind of tourists, so you can imagine the kind of people I meet. And I've also run a business in the hotel premises. I used to be a fitness instructor, where all kind of tourist people come in, paying their what is it called, fitness activities. So there's a lot of interactions. And then what I have observed throughout my lifetime growing, anytime I go to the beach, I will see old women going with young what is it called, young
Gambians.
Gambian men. And not only Gambian, you have Nigerians in this country, Fritonians in this country, and other
You mean
African
Sierra Leoneans?
Yeah, Sierra Leoneans. They are
and
more even into these
and Liberians. Yeah, because when I was there hanging out on the beach, I noticed that there were a lot of Sierra Leoneans. Remember, I was speaking Creole with them because I
you
used to
have a
live in
lot
Sierra
of them
Leone.
here.
Yeah.
You have a lot of them
Do you
here.
speak Creole?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
I used to live in Sierra Leone.
throughout the years, the Gambian young men, are influenced by most of our Gambian brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora, coming home and then showing them off, like showing them with, coming with big cars and doing big things. And, for them, the only way to make it to Europe is to go to the tourist industry, have the chance to get your hands with any other, white woman, young or old, just to get married and get paper to easily go. Okay, the white woman, they knew very well these boys don't love them. They knew that very well, very, very well. So they are there to protect their interests. So the guy also knew that this white woman cannot give me a child or whatsoever. So it's like a contract that is not even said or done. You understand?
Exactly.
So this is what has been going on all the times. But there are many examples also that these white women alongside with our Gambian brothers and sisters, have built schools here, nursery schools. Most of them are sponsoring other people's universities and other stuff. So that one can say is the good side of the story. But
Yeah,
still,
we've touched on that before, but
yeah,
like today is only the bad stuff they are doing.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just crazy looking at it. But then if you go to Senegambia, it's like New York City. It's so full of different kind of people. So full of different kind of people. You understand? You have Gambians, you have Fritonians, let me say Sierra Leone, you have Nigerians. If it is tourist season time, all the youths, boys and girls, they are the tourist industry. All of them are there.
So Keme Kunta, let me ask you this. So the
Yeah.
government official who was saying old grannies are not welcome for sex tourism. Do you think this is just to please the world? Because people have been, especially Black diaspora, have been complaining about this and saying this is shameful. They've been making a big deal about it. And when that show came out, Gambians were mad. Some of the Gambian activists, some of the rappers were upset. They think this is disgusting. Do you think the government, they mean it, or they just trying to satisfy people who are upset? But before you say this, let me read this one quick. Go Black Plow. Thank you again for the super chat. He said, it's her who should refuse, in quotes. Did the lady on the panel not mention no party being enticed? That's for Mimi. Mimi, you'll get a chance to respond, but Kemet Kunta, go ahead. Thank you for the super chat again. That's for Mimi. We'll let Mimi respond to that. Go ahead, Kemet Kunta.
Right, Afridamos. That's an important point that you raise here.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I personally, I can say I am an activist to stop this. How did I start my activist? I have called upon a meeting of all the bombs. I don't even call them bombsters. I call them chance seekers or gamblers. You understand? Based on their standard of living or poverty or excuse or scapegoat of not going to try to work out to find a job for themselves or to hook up to some other things. You understand? Some of them are there is just laziness and no excuse. They just want it easy life. They just want an easy lifestyle so that they can go. But some of them are there. They have a purpose and an agenda to luckily meet a white woman who will be investing in their ideas and they grow business. But from the government point of view, the government is not engaging the youth of this country. You see, if you're a landlord, you have to be engaging your tenant. If you are a parent in your house, you have to engage your children. If you don't engage your children, how will you ever know what's going on in your children's mind? You will never know.
Yeah, but Kemet, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, like what you've heard what Judith said. Judith believes that these white old ladies they are graping, they are graping these men. So since you're there, do you agree with Judith that pretty much they are taking advantage of these men, they are graping them, like and then you can add the government's engagement as well, but I want you to talk about what Judith said. Have you those, like the guys there, do they feel that way?
Well, the guys here actually they don't feel that much that way. Even here, if you have a white woman, you enter in most other Gambian company. In fact, they give you a special kind of respect. They treat you with,
Exactly.
it's not about money. To be honest
So
with you,
even with the old white lady, it's like a come up, like they give you respect.
Yeah, I mean, they still see you as, it's a chance, or my son or daughter is now becoming successful. They will then, for them, it's like, oh, he's coming to go to Europe, or he's coming to have his own compound. He's coming to have, most of his basic dreams will be met. Financially, they are also expecting. So there's a lot of expectation behind these kind of things, whereby most of these marriages don't even last longer. You understand? They don't even last longer. So the issue here is it's like a gamble. a gamble that is like immoral, which in the
So
eyes of the community is not right.
and also some people ask, they were shocked that this is happening there because their understanding is the Gambia is a Muslim majority country. So you being there, like, can you explain to the people how, like, the Gambia being a Muslim country, does this play any role, uh, like the what would you say, does the religion play any role in this, as far as, do the people go by that?
Well, for me, it's just a word saying, but when it comes to the action, it's totally different. Action speaks louder than word. Okay, it's predominantly the Gambia. Let me say it's a secular state, but it's predominantly a Muslim, dominated country. But I would say out of every 100%, 60% of Muslim young men, not even 60, 70 to 80% of Muslim young men find their way through this Senegambia or tourist industry area. And they quickly develop their homes, send their parents to Mecca and many other things. This has been happening even down to Christian boys as well. But parents would always advise their children, get a second wife, you're a Muslim. So this is where they also go and get a second, Gambian wife and start having children with them. Even though it's risky dating these old women or old men that are of so much of an age. And then if you are not smart enough to ask them their health conditions, you're exposed to all kind of risk. Some are fair, some are not fair to their partners. So this is the issue. Poverty, this is what creates a lot of things.
So Kemet Kunta, are there a lot of because I saw one of the interviews, the guy they were interviewing was a Nigerian. Are there a lot of Nigerians and Sierra Leoneans on the beach there?
Yeah, in fact, the Nigerians and Sierra Leoneans have created, they influence most of our Gambian youth to this Senegambia thing. How? During the Sierra Leonean war, Cry Freetown, you have a lot of refugees coming from Sierra Leone to the Gambia.
And okay, Liberia for also.
And Liberia as well. Okay, for Nigerians, it's a different thing. Nigeria, they hustle their way out to get money by any means necessary. Get rich or die trying, the 50-cent way. So when they come, and Gambia, so that mixing or clashing with the Gambian, way of upbringing is different. So when the Gambian youth sit and see Sierra Leone and Gambians and other Nigerians going to Senegambia, and then all of a sudden they see them driving big cars, living in big houses, and then flying. So, the Gambian youth will be saying, hey, you know what? I think I'm wasting my time in this hustle in Gambia inside here. Let me just go to the beach side. When they give it a try and succeed, and this is where, most of the youth think that place is the only solution. You understand? I have series of meetings with all the bombsters in the beach side. We have talked about manners of approach. We have talked about how they react to white people. You see two Gambian men fighting in the street just for one white woman.
Like physically fighting.
Physical fight. No, this is my white woman. No, this is my tubab. No, physical fight. I've seen that hell lot of times, and I will always call them.
Can I ask you a question? A quick one.
Go on.
Yeah. So these boys, you have had a meeting with them. What is the age range of these young people?
From 20 to 40 years of age.
So they're mature people.
Yeah, from 20 to 40 years of age. But the meeting I had with them was at the TRRC, the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation. They wrote us a letter. So they brought the letter to me. And then they said to me, well, most of us are school dropouts and we are not finding education. So can you help us out? I said, is it political? They said it's not political. I said, okay, fine. So I honored the invitation by writing them back to say, okay, we are coming for a meeting. But it's basically how they were maltreated by the former regime's military. Some of them lost their life after the serious beating, the way they harassed white people and other stuff. To be honest, some of the manners of approach is just bad from our own Gambian boys. To be very honest with you, it's so humiliating. Like they follow them up. You see white people saying, hey, just get off, man. It's terribly bad. So that question, the kind of upbringing most of our parents are doing to their children. You know, so it's really, 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 really crazy. If you talk about this side, you can talk about the other side. You know, so this is the issue here. So the government would say, well, these people are tarnishing the image of the Gambia and, you know, black people at large. So all we have to do is to do law enforcement. This is why up to date, you come to the Gambia, you will see checkpoints of police or paramilitary or military checkpoints at
So,
every hotel industry area.
So
so
what are they
Kemekunda, let
checking?
me ask you, Kemekunda. So when
Yeah.
these guys, when they fight over their old, clunkers or old white
Yeah.
ladies, like when these police come, do the police arrest them for this, or it's not a big deal to fight over the old grannies?
Yeah, the police usually arrest them if they witness it. If they witness it, sometimes they will go to the police and report a matter to say, yeah, there is, you know, let's say, for example, Mustafa will go and report Lamin to the police to say, Lamin has been following my white woman and I don't like that, you know, harassing. And the police will go and
Wait,
arrest Mustafa.
no, wait a minute,
This is not
wait,
true.
See, when,
Come on.
wait a minute.
when I
You
tell you
said,
that
Mm.
hold on,
fight,
wait. I think I missed that part. Wait, you said the guy would go and report another guy to the police.
Yeah, the
I,
guy will go. Sometimes he will go. The guy will go with his white woman or without his white woman to say, "Please stop. Please ask Mustafa to stop harassing me because I'm with my white woman." And so the police will come and warn Lamin or Mustafa. If he didn't,
Oh
it's a
God.
problem. And it's not only that physical problem. You will see most of our black brothers here. They will go to the marabu to juju the other one to say, yeah, if you touch my white woman, I have a big marabu, he will just kill you. A lot of things happens anyway.
so
They
this
poison
is
each other and then
every even the bombsters, they have wars with each other. So this is not exploitation.
Thank God. This
yo,
is
So
a
because
this
the
business,
bomb,
man.
industry is a
Business.
wall of its own. It's a school of its own and it's a wall of its own. To be very honest with you, all the
I'm
big
glad you
boys, they
came.
are different from they are different from the other Gambian men and women off from the tourist industry area. They are totally different. The big boys they have a different mentality and a different awareness. They integrate a lot. Yes, they know white people. They learn so many languages, but they are different from the other, young men and women who have been through all the educational academics or doing some other skill, this thing interacting. They are different. They are different. So their
so
lifestyle is,
so
it's like a white woman to them is like a gold
so
found in Congo
so
or somewhere.
Kemet Kunda, when I
Yeah.
was over there, we were around on the beach walk. How the white old ladies, they looked at me, but they did not talk to me to like they take advantage of those people. Like, how come they didn't talk to me?
Well, they know they can tell someone they can tell a black man who is from Europe here or a diaspora the behavior they can tell. But believe you
I
me,
said that. Yeah.
That's why they're taking
when
advantage
you are walking to go to the beach to shower, some of them were peeping you. They were like, that's a hot cake. I wish I could get that one tonight. Yeah, yeah,
Afrodamos,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
wasting
yeah.
your
They
time in
do.
America. Go make some money down there, bro.
Please, oh please, you this is
After that, I want to ask the
But
guy about
but
the Nigerian
go
guys
ahead,
here.
go ahead,
I need to
ask
say
him.
this really quick. It's very important here. I need to say this really quick. These white people, I have been approached many times, many, 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 many times. And I would say I thank God that I always have the resistance to resist temptation in many other ways. They are not stupid. They know very well. You see, they know if they find out that you are here, you never travel like me. I've never crossed out of this country before. But I have to thank my mom for raising me up in a certain way. You understand? When they talk to you, they know straight away that you are smart or you are dumb, or they know straight away. So they don't waste your time. They don't waste their time to actually be with Gambians who are very smart or Gambians who are at an intermediate, awareness, or Gambians who are they don't know. They don't like that. They don't
Yes,
like that. They
I want to
choose
ask
the
you a
dumb
question.
ones and
Come
pump
to, I
so
want to
much
ask you a
money on
question.
them.
Kemet Kunda, a big dog have a
Yeah,
question for you. Go ahead, big
yeah,
dog.
go on.
Are Gambia police also arrested these Nigerians idiots? I want to do that also. Are Gambia police also
You know,
arrested these Nigerian beach boys? Thank you.
the, Thank you, Big Dog. That's a good question. You know, if I tell you that there are many Gambian police officers here, like the paramilitary officers, they are also looking for this white woman now, you will not believe it. Some will
Jeez.
get married to justice and then drop the uniform. View, they're in England or Europe.
So they don't have time for the to arrest the Nigerian guy.
They do, but it's you know, it's different. I mean, like, you know, most Nigerians that are working in the hotel industry, they build a relationship with the police checkpoint because they know they pass there. All they need is just that to confirm that you have a working card and, you know, you're free to move in and out. If you don't have a working card, they stop you to ask you, where are you going? You know, that's
But
all
also,
they
you notice, I noticed that like that one place we went to, it's a nice spot, you know. Although the guys there, you know, they all look like they've been lifting weights. They are all Nigerians. You know the place I'm talking about? All those where all those big Nigerians are, all the servers, the bouncers, the bar people, they are all Nigerians. I forgot the name of the club. It's a nice place in the corner there.
Envy?
Yeah,
Envy? Is it Envy?
I
Envy.
think so. There was a lot of Nigerians like over there.
Yeah.
No,
Can
not
I?
Envy. Envy is owned
Could,
by a Gambian.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
think it
Nigerian
seems you
people that are
know.
also working there.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
Nigerians work there.
you know
Oh,
more about this
You know,
industry.
one thing
Like,
about this. One thing about this is like, this is September. Next month, on the 15th onwards, will be the official opening of Gambia tourism, or this thing, the official launching. So, if you go to the gyms right now, all the gyms are busy. Boys, men are lifting weight, trying to look like Incredible Hulk, 6 packs, walking here and there, squatting, purposely to get these white women attention. And and you know, so if the tourist season is open, live bands upon live bands, you know, men going there dancing and showing off here and there, and then collecting
So
white women.
all those guys who are doing, you know, all those backflips, you know, doing all. I mean, no, these guys are good. They do backflips. They are really strong. So that's all for the old white ladies.
Oh yeah, just to get a British passport or the American passport, if any chance comes their way. And if they got interrupted by their fellow bouncers, that's a big fight on the beach. A big fight on the beach.
Kifaru has a question for you. Go ahead, Kifaru.
Yeah, I just want to make it. Let's come back. I know you know a lot, but I want to ask you 2 questions. The first one, is there any case of pedophilia? Is it a problem? Have there been some kind of alert, or is there something that people have heard about?
Man. Of course, but they might not know. That's the thing. The rape might occur, but they don't know. That's the thing.
Let him answer.
okay, let him answer. I'm pretty sure.
Let him answer.
Thank you very much for that question. It's it's an important question. Actually, there has been reported cases of pedophilia several times, right? But there has been few reported case nowadays because if you walk through our beaches, you know, coming, let's say, a little bit off from the sea, so coming to the main highway, you see signboards written in bold, the Gambia, like child trafficking, all these things. There are restrictions to it. So the pedophiles are very much aware of these things. Some people report them, but some people, because of money, they don't. Another thing is there are so many people living around Kololi, Kersering, most of the suburbs that are not too far from the tourist industry. People raised from these areas are easily are vulnerable to pedophiles and, you know, all these child trafficking activities because of what? Some of their parents will send them to the beachside to go and sell groundnuts and other bananas and stuff. This is where they get, you know, access to other white people. Okay, for some white people, they help them to pay their school fees. I've seen that as well. Some will help them to get them a land in their poor condition. Some will build them. I've seen them, but most will, you know, if you're a girl, they easily exploit you. You understand? So the children that are on the suburbs, they are always exposed to these pedophile, you know, threats and child abuse threat. You know, so this is how it is over here. So even if you bring the military checkpoint, they're also looking for these white women. When they get the paper, boom, -1 minus one useful Gambian or minus one useless Gambian to the States or to UK. You know, because the thing is, look, everybody wants a better life, but how are you building yourself for this better life? This is where
So
the
you
big
cannot
question,
have a better life in the
to be
Gambia.
honest. Well, for some people, the only way to have a better life is to hook up with an old white mommy. You know, this is the norm of the day. I'm telling you. You know, in every, I mean, you will see people taking
Okay,
concoction
so
for 40
let me
days.
just,
You
that's my
know,
last question.
showering all kind of
I
things
give the
just to get
mic.
white
This,
women.
But okay, all right. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Kifaru.
Kifaria.
okay, Kunda, my last question. Okay, from your experience and this sex tourism thing, what is there a negative impact you say is having on the society? Was there what's negative to
Good
you?
question.
Is there a negative
Of
impact that
course,
you think
man.
this
Of
society
course,
it's like receiving, is building? Is
of course, there should be a negative
Yeah, I
impact.
mean, it's a
It
big
is
negative.
negative.
It
A big
have a negative
negativity, yes.
impact because what happened is it is exposing us and many other people to be so materialistic. Because the white people are not dumb. They know. Let me not say it's not all white people, because there are so many white people that have done so many great things in this country. To be honest with you, Kifar, they don't. I mean, they uplifted the lives of so many people out of poverty to somewhere else, and those people have benefited the society a lot. But most of these psychopaths, sex maniac, and these pedophiles, when they come, they will give you an iPhone. They don't mind. They buy a lot of young girls iPhone 13, expensive phones, gadgets. That's what they want,
The
and then sending
iPhone
them money
13 is
every
the
month.
hot commodity. They love
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
oh yeah. And most of our, young girls say they will do anything for iPhone 13. They
Yeah.
expose themselves on the internet. You send them. So what they want is Western Union. Every month they send them money to pay their house bills and then to buy them a car. They like cars too, so they'll be driving around. So they don't want that comfort to stop. So they will do anything to maintain that comfort. If they don't have a good education, if they don't have the opportunity to go to uni, to work and stuff, this is where they always hang their heads, to be honest. So it
So
makes it difficult for young Gambian men to even date their own Gambian sisters. So this is why the Gambian men, either they go to the
so
industry
is
to get the
the
photo or they
women
go to the back road.
is the
Yeah.
women part of the tourist industry? Do they get all white men too?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You have a lot of them here. They
So
do.
it's on
They
both
do.
sides.
It's on both sides. If you go to Senegal right now as I speak, a place called Time Inn and Britannia is full of night workers, both men and women. You have
Yeah.
gays, you have bisexuals, but
You
then
have
they
wait.
hide.
But when I was there, I didn't see that. The
You
guys
see,
I was seeing, that's what they were. They were gays.
that
Most
is
of them here they are
promoting
gays.
gays and lesbianism in the Gambia.
I
It
thought they
makes
were
no
Yeah, but
just.
sense.
I thought they were just hanging
Yes, there
around.
are gays and lesbians
no,
I
in
know.
yeah,
Gambia.
and
Without
bisexual.
doubt.
You have them here, but they hide seriously. They seriously
Oh,
hide. They
oh. So
hide
those
seriously.
people,
Oh
some
yeah.
of those people I was seeing. So okay, I need to. I need to. No wonder they thought I was a white person because I
Oh yeah, they
wasn't
hide seriously.
understanding some of this stuff. Okay,
See, this is the
Yeah, they
thing,
hide
man.
seriously.
thanks for
We take
updating me.
we take these
You're
things so
welcome.
lightly, but it's not. They should have concrete decisions. I mean, our government should put laws in place and take these people out. It makes no sense, man. When I see people come on this forum and like, oh, it's okay. Oh, let's give them a pat in the back. It
So
makes
Judah,
I don't
Judah,
know. It's
Judah.
come
Let me
on, man.
ask you, Judah. Let me ask you this, Judah. What did you think about what Kifaru and Big Dog they were saying, like saying, like it's not a problem. These white women need love, and it's between them and these guys. Like what do you think about that?
Man, these guys have not traveled, man. If they travel, they have not been like in other places that these things happen. And when I live in the state, and things like this, you go down for it. Even pimp, like there are things that are happening in the Gambia, and people doesn't think is like, look, people are actually pimping in the Gambia. If you want to say that, but we don't really know
Well,
because we don't
Kemet
feel
Kunta
like
is telling us what's
Mm.
going on.
right. And this is the thing because we have not
travel, and we don't feel like I mean, we just
You know,
assume it's okay.
I've seen this old Sierra Leonean lady. She's a pimp. She pimps those Sierra Leonean women.
Right. And
Yeah,
these things are happening
I've
in
seen that.
Africa,
Oh,
but we
yeah,
don't
yeah,
take it
yeah. That's
serious. How
true.
can somebody come on this forum and say women don't rape men? It makes no sense at all. I mean, it's just absolutely disgusting, man. Our
No,
government have to
no,
put
no,
laws
no. I'm
in
not
place.
saying maybe the old, but yeah, no, women do rape men. In fact, I'm gonna do a show on that. Thanks for
Right.
reminding me.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they
our
do,
government,
but that's a
our
whole
go-
different show.
right, but our government have to put things in place in the Gambia. These things are unacceptable for any African. We shouldn't depend on white women for money.
But can you
It makes
expect
no
that
sense.
those people, the government people, can you really rely on those people? Because they are
That's why I say
already like,
that's why I say the government needs to be whole responsible. If they are not working, take them out. And this is the thing across every other African country. We are just so docile, man. It makes no
You know,
sense.
Kunte,
Jude,
Kunte, I want to ask
can
you
I?
something. Kunte,
Yeah,
please. I want to ask you
yeah.
something.
Sorry, before you
Look,
ask, let me come into what Jude is. Let me just clear this point. Of Jude, that he said our government needs to step in. You know, I have said it in my first few words that the government, they are not interacting. Let's say they are not talking physically with the youth. This is where the problem is. You see, I personally have series of conversation with the big boys. I mean, like I've gathered them. I even opened a WhatsApp group. All of us we talk, we do communicate there, which I think is a step forward. It's a step forward because if we don't talk to each other, we cannot understand each other. We cannot grease each other. We cannot know. Some of our youths have generational traumas. You never know. You know. So if you don't talk to them, you cannot heal their problems. They would think the life they are living is the only way out. It's the only way out because you have Gambia is full of resources, but the government don't even know how to explore or outsource or insource these resources to the benefit of the youth. Chinese are coming open their factories. Guess how much they are paying the youths that are working there? We all see the last
listen,
time
but
when
give me that.
when angry youths went to burn down this place. So we are pushed to a corner whereby we are working from morning till evening. We earn less than $1. Less than $1. The only time a Gambian is happy is from his fellow Gambian brother and sister who lives in abroad, working hard to pay their bills, still sending money for them to survive, still sending something to start up a business for them to do something. And you have some ungrateful Gambians who are still destroying the chances and investment of their fellow Gambian brothers and sisters to start up something. So
Speak.
there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. The amount of Gambians living outside alone can change this country for good and for the better. But the amount of Gambians living in this country who are destroying the hard sweat of our fellow Gambian brothers is uncountable. It's uncountable. It's
And
uncountable, to be honest with you.
Kunda, do you have a contact, WhatsApp
don't look
or
it up.
Telegram, something like that?
Yeah, you can reach me
you can put it.
Don't
through
tell me
Telegram.
the literally call me Trump.
Yeah,
Trump.
You can put it
Nah,
on the back chat.
nah,
on the
Back
chat.
chat.
this is dangerous, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we
Yeah,
have
I think
St. James,
I think
St. James in
yeah.
the house. Go ahead, St. James.
Hi, my bros. Thank you for having me, man. Happy Saturday, man. It's a
Yeah.
great topic, and I just want to add my 2 cents to it. Yeah, as an African living in America, I'm telling you, we used to have the same problem, not like in this kind of magnitude, like the Gambia, because we are landlocked, we don't have no beach.
Right.
So back in the 90s, I remember when I was still back home, we used to have same thing, like foreigners coming into the country, and once you next thing to another, you see places being open and men hanging around looking for women's. But someone said, Africans country have to get it together. You know what the people in my country did? Because if you wait for the government, you will wait forever. So these people in the community, they will sign, they will reach out to those hotels, motels, and restaurants where these foreigners are hanging out. They will tell them, listen, our boys are here and we want to raise good boys. So the kind of activity that you guys are conducting is not the one that we would want for our community. So these people, when once they hear that, they will kind of want to get together to find solutions. Those that listen will do better, but those that don't listen, I'm telling you, There was a time in my country, places were being burned to the ground. Trust me, it was being burnt.
Like the people who are not, living up to
Yes,
the. Okay.
burned to the ground. You come to the business today, and tomorrow there is no business. Because the people in those communities got fed up because the government wasn't doing anything, and the people decided to take matter in their own hands because it wasn't bearable. And those white women, I remember, there was only one place in my country where these white women felt comfortable because that was next to the big church in my country. So people went to the church and told the church why these women coming from Europe and staying at this place. And the church was like, oh, yeah, they do community services. They help the needy. No, the people say, no, no, no. Some of the people do help the needy. But there is another group that come here, prey on young kids. So that's what we want to resolve. And the church didn't have no solution. So they made pressure on these places. Like, okay, any person that come from overseas, you have to tell us what these people are looking for. If they're tourists, that's fine. But if we see them hanging around, doing certain activity with the kids, the community is gonna get involved.
But what about, can they hang out with the grown guys like 19, 20,
Like,
or
what someone
they
said.
have on the beach, they have the bombsters. Like
The good thing about my
just
country, we didn't
explain.
have the beach. The good thing about my country, we didn't have the beach. But mostly they used to hang out with I don't know how you guys call it. Those people, these people who are involved in they do the djembe, the drums, and they used to like, oh yeah, we come here for the dances. We come here because they used to find a way to sneak in with those kids. So, but for the most part, they didn't have a public place where they can hang out with grown-ups. There will be no people will know. Like, what are you guys doing? Over 50s, 60s, doing what you doing here? So once they knew that our community got involved so deeply into that, trust me, things got better. I'm saying back in the 90s.
So what do you think? Because do you think, knowing that in Gambia, like the second biggest economy is the tourism. So
Well,
this
like what someone
official,
said. Like what someone
are
said.
they just flexing,
They're
pretending
flexing
like
because
do you think they are pretending but
they're,
nothing's gonna? And
yes,
also the guys on the panel here said, look, nothing to see here. These are grown people.
yes,
The bumpsters should just,
that's
get their game better and
that's what the government does. Is like nothing to see here, because you know what these people think when they are in these offices. We don't have no vision for these kids. We have no program for these kids to help them. Therefore, the little bit of money that they're getting, we can't knock their hustle. If we knock their hustle, these people will come on our throat. They will jump on our throat. So let them do that. Even if it's degenerate, let them kind of do that so they can appease their desire. So that's why they don't talk.
So you think it's the situation of you have the tiger by its ear?
Yes.
Like, if you let the tiger go, there would be disaster. So they know, like, okay,
yes,
we messed up from the grassroots. So these guys, as long as they're not bothering us, they are doing their own hustle, even if it's degenerate.
Bingo.
We don't mind it.
Bingo. That's it. That's the problem. Once if you guys cannot solve that, it's not gonna work out. Because they know that these people got let down. There is no solution in the horizon for these kids. So the Western Union money they're getting, like Kunta Kinte say, the iPhone 13 that these people are getting,
right?
There is no way they can replace that. You cannot work in the Gambia and these kids cannot work in a regular job in the Gambia and buy iPhone 13. They
Right.
can't.
iPhone 13 is still expensive in the West.
It is.
Yeah.
So you see, there is a magnet. If you don't, you gotta attack the magnet. The government will never step in. Like I told you, in my country, it was the same thing. The people found out real quick. Like the government ain't gonna step in. Like even 3 or 4 months ago, they burned down a big, like a big place in my country, bro. The problem, the people went to the, they sued a lot of people because the guy was like, you know what, I was wrongly targeted because I didn't have that kind of activity. But the youth in the community told the mayor, like, yo, there was.
You know what's funny? You know what's
Mhm.
funny here? This
Mhm.
guy's comment. He said, "You people need to be conquered by Fulanis. This wouldn't happen if you practice their interpretation of Islam conquest." You
Is
know
he
what?
talking to me directly?
No, Gambia. You know what? Let me even help this guy. Guess what? The Ministry of Tourism is. Guess what he is?
Fulani.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know Dick Junior is not
Guess what the Ministry of Tourism is. He's a Fulani. So there's your answer, sir. Your Fulani that you're
Yes.
talking about is the
Yeah,
Ministry
Ivan
of
told him.
Tourism. It's the
Ivan
one
told him.
in charge of all this. Just so you know.
Ivan told him all West African countries who are making Chinese people chiefs are all Fulanis. Cameroon, North, Gagarawa, the Fulanis, they make the Chinese man chief. In Nigeria it was Kano, the Fulanis, they make the Chinese man chief. In Ghana is the North, they make the Chinese man
Well,
chief.
here's the
So what
thing.
Fulani are you talking
Look,
about?
these people that come here and try to tie things to say Fulani, they are strict. You gotta be careful. You know, all through West Africa, you're gonna come find out they are even in charge of it. So don't even bring that here. When you're talking power, the minister, the guy at the head of that is a Fulani. Just to let you know, sir. Just to let
No, it's
you
Dick
know.
Junior, he's Somali, he's looking for allies. So leave him. I know him.
There's no specific tribe that,
Yeah, let's not
everybody has to
tribalize
come
it.
together.
Yeah, because
All tribes are in.
Yeah.
so like, sorry, oh, St. James, you're in the matrix. You're in the matrix.
Yeah, I thought it was my internet.
No, he's in the matrix. Let's pull him back
Can you
in.
hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. We can hear you now. Go ahead. Guys, I'm gonna give you guys the let's do our closing statements.
Jude was saying something to me. I didn't hear Jude.
Go ahead, Jude, and then we'll do our last
No, I was
statements.
asking him what country is he in.
Who?
Now, presently,
Yeah.
I'm in Italy.
Oh, okay. I see why you are getting Kunta Kinte's phone number. You want to go to Gambia, huh?
No. I'm a politician. I'm doing something under the scene. When it's big, you're gonna know about it.
Wait, Jude, why are you acting all suspicious of Kifaru today?
No, Kifaru, man. He's a Cameroonian guy, but he acts like he a Nigerian, so he want to get all along with, talk stuff,
Do you think he's trying to go to Gambia?
He
No,
might.
I'll go
You
to
never
Gambia.
know
I
if
like
he's
to
in
visit
Italy.
Gambia. What's wrong?
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
If he's in Italy, he might be going there because, I mean,
No. If I want Gambia, I'll visit Gambia. I like to visit Gambia. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
bro,
beautiful.
are you Anglophone or Francophone? What part of Cameroon are you from?
I'm Cameroonian, bro. I'm not in that Anglophone, Francophone bullshit.
So your accent sound French, but that's okay.
No. Do I sound French to you?
Yeah, your accent sound French, but you learn you speak English.
I am Boya.
Oh,
okay.
Boya.
Kifaru,
Why are you into the Francophone?
Kifaru, are you trying to find a base to get you some of those old Europeans?
Bro, it seems like the market there is good, bro. It seems I can just put myself down for 6 months. That's taught me out for the rest of my life. I need to hit the gym, bro, and come to the Gambia.
Hey, you better get that gym on and learn how to do backflips.
Yeah, you have a gold mine, Aphrodamos. You're just wasting that opportunity, man.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm fine, guys.
I think just to round up. Yeah,
let's do our closing statements. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think like trying to persecute people for sex tourism is a really complex thing. I think it's hard for you to really tell, oh, you're coming to Gambia for sex tourism. How can you even start to persecute someone like that?
No, they're not prosecuting them. They're just talking hot mess.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So I think the thing is like it's a personal awareness. As Kunta was saying, you need to talk with these guys. You know, it's something that they themselves need to look at it from a moral standpoint. You know, because he says the people we were talking about were 14, like 20 to 40 years. Those are mature people. What are you gonna tell them? I think they need to tell them from a moral standpoint that okay, if this is what you're doing, you're making this country it looks like some kind of
look
a
bad.
mess, you know, some
Mhm.
kind of a lawless country, things like that. They need to explain it to them. But again, if you don't give them an alternative life, you can just tell them, okay, stop doing this. Okay, he said, what do I do? What you gonna give them? You need to give them something, some incentives that will make them to stop doing what they're doing. But if there's no incentive, you're just telling them oh stop, it's going to be difficult because people want to survive, people want to live a better life. And I think so if the country does not get to that level that can employ most of these people, we just need to know how we can deal with it. Again, Jude, I don't know what you say about women can rape men. I don't know what you're talking about rape, because for me rape to me means penetration. So I don't know how a woman can force a man to penetrate her. So you will need to explain that to me in a different way. So that's just my closing
We
statement.
will do. I'll do a show about that.
But
Don't
I
worry.
agree with Jude on
Okay.
that. Grown women are raping
See,
underage.
Mimi is a woman, and she
Yeah,
knows.
grown women. I mean, I had one guy that was raped by grown-ups, and he think that that was okay.
Use the
He
word.
talking about
Use the word,
okay
guys.
the R
Use the
word.
word.
Okay, the
Use
R
the
word.
word grape. Grapes.
Okay,
Grape.
okay. I heard
Grape.
one guy saying that when he was young, he used to sleep with grown women, and he didn't even realize that those women were raping him. I mean, sorry, yeah,
Grape.
whatever you say,
Okay.
aren't you?
Okay.
Whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's
All
move
right.
on before
Okay.
I destroy the mic.
You okay? You wanna do your statement now or wait?
Oh, go ahead. I'll wait.
Okay. All right. Jude, go ahead. Closing statement.
All right, Afidemos, thank you for having me on this platform one more time, man. I
No
appreciate it.
problem. Mhm.
I appreciate it. You the man. You know, we come here and argue and talk stuff, but you still let people in. I like that.
Yep.
Look, what is happening in the Gambia? People have to be conscious about what is happening, right? Because there are things that are happening that people are taking it lightly. And it's not only Gambia, even across Africa, even in Cameroon that I'm from, there are things that happen. Chinese are taking over certain mines in the east of Cameroon, but the government doesn't say nothing. People are docile, nothing is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish one day we should actually have laws that will protect us Africans, because our laws doesn't protect us. It instead protects the white man, and that's not good at all. And I wish one day Africa should change. We should come to a certain kind of nationalism that we feel, proud of Africa. Have that spirit of having things together. I mean, don't you think one currency and things like this will benefit Africa? Like, people working together. You don't want to see me take a trip from Cameroon to Gambia to say hi to you, man. I mean, come on, man. Like,
No.
we should work together and put things like this and take these people out, because they are really destroying Africa. And anybody protecting these people it shouldn't be a person that Africa should respect. Thank you so much, and thank the people on the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Judah. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have St. James. St. James, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going in and out, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I do appreciate the topic because one country cannot combat this, cannot fight against this thing by themselves. Once you do that, any like other, people from other country can, cross the border and come and do the same thing. It's an ongoing issue, and like I said, waiting on a government would not solve anything here when it comes to this topic. It's up to the people to decide what kind of community they would like to live in. If you lock together, you will fight this thing like nothing. People get scared when you guys don't back down. Like like I told
Absolutely.
you, back in the '90s, we solved it. I'm not saying the problem went away, but people get scared because when they cross the border, certain people cross your border and they come to your country and they see that they are not receptive to those kind of behavior. They kind of cross back the border and go back to wherever they come from. That's the reality that we live in, And for the pedophilia thing, I believe I believe as the diaspora, we should empower our people back home because there are certain signs that these people don't know about that issue. You know, people coming from the West and they go to a place and they prey on young kids. Many people in Africa, they don't know about that. They don't know about that. It's not like they're trying to push their kids to get involved in those kind of situations, but I don't know. Like what Kunta Kinte was saying, a child that's selling banana, she just go to a tourist spot and somebody prey on him. What that child can do? What that
Right.
child is not empowered. So it's up to the ministry. Like if you want to sell in the tourist area, how about a training? How about those teaching these kids how
I
to
agree.
move around? How about that? Until they get a badge showing to the people that I went through I went through a week training or 2 week training or how to interact around these people who are not from my culture, who are not from my country. Why not? Why not do that from the jump? So you're exposing these kids to those tourists who can prey on them. Shame on you. You have to do that. And
I agree.
it's up to the diaspora to push on those things. If you guys can't push the people from the country, they're very laid back. In Africa, something has to happen before we find the solution. We look for the solution.
Very
Well,
true.
yeah,
We're
it's
not
that.
proactive.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
So
that's
absolutely
where
right.
our
Thank you, St.
problem
James.
is.
thank
Thank
you,
you
thank
for
you,
your.
thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Have a good
All
day.
right, all right. We have Mimi. Mimi, go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
take it where St. James left because, like I said, I mean, grown people. I don't have a problem what they do, but it's gonna expose more things like child abuse, pedophiles, and stuff like that. That's where the problem is with this exploitation when it comes to sex tourism. Grown people can do it, but what if the child that is selling banana and granite around the area? Those kids needs to be protected, and I think they shouldn't let people like that, kids like that, to have access to those areas. Let
What
grown
do
up.
What do you want to say about the granny saga also before you close out here?
Okay, I think I already talked about the granny saga. Yes,
Okay,
morally it's not right, but then again, who am I to tell a 20-year-old or a 25-year-old what to do? That's their
but
business.
they are being lazy.
Exactly, they've been lazy. But if the government build more factories and put them over there,
Look at
maybe.
look at this granny's face here. This was the one
I saw it.
gloating.
I saw it. It was so embarrassing. I watched it, Afrodamus.
Hmm.
There's nothing nice or there's nothing beautiful like the way they're trying to romanticize it. Like when you go to Gambia, you can have a young man and you guys can get entertained and all that. That's not how we look at it, because it's painting
Yeah,
our
this
country
they
in a
are
negative
these ones
light.
they are past the Karen stage and the Becky stage.
Yes,
You
I
know,
mean, like
yeah.
when I watched it, because somebody sent it to me, I was so disgusted. I'm like, and it has like millions view. So what do you think that people were looking at Gambia like that, and they don't even understand
Well,
it. Just like a
but this
Gambia is
men
just a
they
story.
have to develop self dignity, to be quite
Exactly.
honest. I
Yeah.
get it, like the government might not do things, but what about self-policing, morality? Like when I was in
But
Gambia growing up, the government wasn't the one that sets morality for
no, they
me
don't
and
even
my
have that
family. They
kind of
don't do
connection
that.
with the young people.
So yeah, so we are no different than the other people, so
They don't have
yeah.
a connection. The government don't have a connection with the young people, and I think they need to work on that because 70% of Gambia population, they are youths, and that's serious. If there is nothing for them to do, they're gonna find something else. And my closing thing is, I'm just gonna say this: I do not agree with it because it can expose to other things that we were not expecting. And Gambians are very laid back people. They don't react till something happens.
You mean lazy?
No, I'm not talking about lazy. What I'm saying is the society,
Oh,
people.
okay, like being laid back. Okay,
Yeah, we are so laid back. We wouldn't like when I was in Gambia, I didn't even know all this happened.
right.
Because
Mhm.
I'm not if I go to the beach, I go with my family as a family and stuff like that. We didn't go to the beach like that. I never know anything like that till I came here and saw it on the news. I'm like, what is going on? And then when I asked some people, they said, yeah, things are changing here. If you go to Senegambia, it's a whole different ball game over there. You have different kind of people over there, and that's what's going on right now. And that's just like a strip, but the whole country is painted like that. So I'm
Right.
not proud of that. But
Well, thank you
kids
so much,
need to be
Mimi.
protected. I am very into that. Like, and I'm into some kind of organization that us Gambians in the diaspora, that are making sure that kids are protected.
Well, let me know about your organization. I'll study it. Okay.
Okay, I'll
Thank
let
you.
you know. It's in the
Thank you.
background, but
All right.
it's few girls that are doing that. All right, thank you so much for having me.
Thank
here.
you so much. Thank you. All right. We have the Passport Sisters. Mad Dog, you have the floor. What is your closing statement?
Yup. Just to close this graceful show off, I was gonna say name what should be passport grannies, not passport sisters.
Passport
Sisters,
grannies,
yeah,
passport gifts. Okay.
yeah. Passport sisters sound a bit too soft for them, innit? You passport Karens, you passport Elizabeth, you passport Quivers. You lot need to go get a dildo in your life, bro. You know what I mean? Go
Right.
get a dildo in your life and don't spend your money back and forth to the Gambia and every other third world country whatsoever. on the
But
continent
they're
of the planet.
having fun.
Oh my God, their fun has nothing to do with the economic and political progression of our people. The
Okay.
problem,
Okay.
the
Because
correlation with this is
some of the guys, they said, hey, it's they're not breaking the law. I mean, the
Affidemos.
guys agree. So, like, I want to hear you give like quick, 60 seconds
Affidemos,
on that
that
before
is
we
part of
close.
the problem. When I said
Mhm.
economic and political progression of our people, it comes
Right.
down to the guys. That's the correlation of it. Look here,
Mhm.
I don't care. Throughout the 54 countries on the continent,
Mhm.
the men on the continent are lazy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They are flipping lazy. I can't stand them, man. You try your best to do to help them and their communities from the diaspora. And what they do, they blow it up because of individual initiatives and intentions. All they care about is themselves. So you look at our brother, right? Like I was chatting to an Egyptian brother the other day in work, and what he told me is this, innit? He said, okay, let's say Gambia has made this policy whatsoever and that, right? How does it help the men that help themselves to like elevate that helps themselves to elevate themselves from that poverty conditions whatsoever? And those men
Yeah.
tend to help their families. So I
Right.
understand what I was saying. From an individual perspective, let's say a Gambian man could nick one of these European or white gal, white granny, and let's say they move on to Europe or they move on to USA whatsoever, and they can like help their families and lift themselves up. But then that is not the point. That is not our perspective, and that's not the point of this topic on the Affidemos channel. You know what I mean?
Right.
What we are saying is this, right? African people tend to be so self-initiated, and
Mhm.
they individually oriented up to the point where even if you try to help a community on the continent, like the people over there, they will mess it up for you just because they are thinking only about themselves. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
As long as it doesn't directly benefit or affect them, they don't care.
Exactly, they do not care. So look, the Gambian, look, the basic priority of the Gambia, as well as any other nation on the face of this planet, is to provide and protect for the people in the country. They have
Right.
protected the people in the country by disallowing sex tourism, or at least disallowing entrances to sex tourism within the country. They are protecting their people. Look, if you do not like the fact, if anyone has to question the fact that Gambia has made this policy, it's hurting the pockets of people. We do not care, bruv. We do not care. The problem here is that continental men, not especially the men, I'm not going to focus on the women because we like to preach submissiveness of the women towards the men within these Pan-African pro-black YouTube streets, right? Or just generally.
And
However,
Mad Dog, Mad Dog, this even, right? It's like almost like a West African thing. Because some of the young men that these old tourists are snatching, they are Nigerians, some of them are Sierra Leoneans. So it's like a West African thing there. They're snatching all of them.
Oh, yeah, they're snatching all of them from all over the West Africa. I thought this was Gambia.
No, in Gambia, there's a lot of Nigerians on the beach there and Sierra Leoneans.
Oh
That's
no,
what.
Afrikaners, they're going to Nigeria themselves. These days, they're going straight to Nigeria.
Yeah, you know what? I saw the show. You're right. The green card one. You're right. I've seen that.
Yeah, they're going straight to Ghana, straight to Liberia, straight to Congo. They don't care anymore. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just Gambia is not just the hotspot anymore. You know what I'm saying? And like the men on the continent, they need to motivate, and the men in diaspora as well. But I'm trying my best to work with certain individuals on the continent. But I tend to like repeatedly see this same pathology play out over and over again. And
it's the same thing everywhere.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is this, right? The men need to balls up and stop being fucking lazy. You know what I mean? It's your duty and your priority to protect your nation, to provide for the constituents of your nation, for the social demographic constituents of your nation. You can't be there crying because your sugar mom is not allowed to come into the country anymore to come and do red hair and dead hair. Nobody cares, bro. You pussies, man. Like literally, what is wrong with our people? You know what I mean? Like you just can't be that pathetic in life. You can't be that pathetic in life at all. Like you need to sit the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. Like whether you be Gambia, you be Ghana, Nigeria, whether you be Togo, Mali, Guinea, whatsoever. As long as you're that West Africa, just know that you lot have a lot of potential. Like when it comes to like the projection of our socio-economic progression, political progression, a lot of the potential is laid and is being relied on the West Africans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Therefore, the men need to sit up. So I just wanted to come on here and say this, right?
Thank you, Big Dog.
There's no need to ponder whatsoever. Just
we're running.
So get yourself
We're running
up.
too much into the time. But thank you for your perspective as usual.
Thanks a lot for having me every day. But I just call it to say to the Gambian men and the West African men, look here, balls up, work within yourself. Don't be self-oriented. Don't be selfish, and understand that the nation comes first. You understand what I'm saying? So there's no point of ponder at all or tearfulness at all. You know what I mean? So yeah, the balls up, man. Work hard. Stop being lazy. Stop being lazy.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. No problem. Kemet Kunta, your closing statement before we close out here. Thank you for calling back in. I wanted to, you got, quick 60 seconds. Go ahead, Kemet Kunta. Can you hear me?
I apologize because of the network, so I couldn't really get the whole. Yeah, I can hear you very well. Can you hear me too?
Yeah, yes, I totally understand. Go ahead.
Yeah, my closing statement will be first to say a big thank you to all my fellow Gambian brothers and sisters, uncles, aunts, parents who are abroad, working so hard to pay their taxes and bills, and yet sending money trying to establish some things, because they go they have a lot of disappointment in trying to invest, which they deem it necessary to be able to help our youths like us and many other people. Some have taken advantage of that, some don't. Some have really destroyed the hard sweat investment of our own brothers and sisters. And this is not only Gambia, but across West Africa. Just people who are used to easy life, easy money. So it's a collective thing, and this show has demonstrated that all of us are on the same, have demonstrated to us that all of us are really fighting for a better West Africa and Africa at large. Hutep.
Thank you so much for coming, Kemet Kunta. Thank you. All right. Jude, you got 30 seconds. You already did your statement, but you came back. It looks like you got something important to say. 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, man. Sorry. I thought Kifaru was coming back here, so he wanted more contact. So.
Oh, no. Yeah, you can hit him up on his page or something. He probably has an email there. But thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, as you can see, there's different perspectives to the show. Some of you try to make it seem like it's personal, and some of you that visit, you might feel some type of way. Oh, Afridamos, how dare you talk about and put everybody in the boat? But that is not the situation here. The Gambia government, as you know, have, you know, laid it out. But to be quite honest, I think it's like a toothless dog just talking. They're not going to enforce anything. I'm very much aware that legally, under Gambian law, these people are not breaking the law. The grandma can be 100 and the guy can be 19. He's an adult under the law over there. They could just say, hey, the grandma is my girlfriend. They can say that. What can you do about it? Absolutely nothing. So either the government who is inviting these tourists to come to the country, who have already made it known they are there to get their freak on. And who are they getting their freak on with? With the young men and women of the society. So I don't know what they are teaching the young people there. I don't get it. Because the people are so many of them are so comfortable, engaging in this, type of situation. Some say it's out of desperation, poverty, but whatever the case is, believe in yourself. I used to live there. It's not like I had silver spoon in my mouth. I never thought about, some old white lady, rolling in the bed with them, There's no amount of baby oil that can supple some of those granny skin. You get the point. I don't want to gross you out, but, just kind of walking you through. But either way, at the end of the day, I've heard all perspectives. If the Gambian officials, whoever, they are watching, sometimes it's good for you guys to take the time and check on the online, on the internet, and see what is being said about the country. Hey, many of us, people like me, we're going to give our perspectives, people. I will always give my perspective because that's what my job is. It would help sensitize some people. I open the line so you guys can hear from different people from other parts of Africa, some people in America, all different perspectives. So this is not only, because, some people like to do the show where they're like, oh, you're not from my country, don't do this. No, this is an open forum so that we can hear from everybody. That's why I waited till when the dust settled. You guys remember back, people were just mocking each other's country. Oh, your country is dusty, blah, blah, blah. But once that all settled in, it is time to raise the awareness of the people. Because, see, when you don't raise the awareness and the mentality of the people, they wouldn't know their worth. They wouldn't know their value. They wouldn't know, what they even have. Just this simple fact to attach this to poverty and being poor. Do you understand psychologically what you are saying? I would leave that to you all to think about that for a minute. And some people, in order for this to happen, right? Let's just be real. The people they are going to visit over there in the Gambia, even though I understand these bombsters are into this, I get it. But it's not their free will, to be quite honest. They see it as an opportunity. But where do that idea come from? Lack of skills, the education system, lack of belief in oneself. Because there are many other young people in that country. They all come from the same background, the same poor background. They are doing their own thing, not on, in this tourist industry. They're not selling their souls. Some are plumbers, some are builders, some are accountants, different things. It doesn't matter where you are. Your principle, you have to have a principle. It doesn't matter, Poverty, being poor, is from your mentality, the way you think. See, if you have a great mind, if you believe in yourself, you can change and transform not only your own condition, but other people. I don't buy the poverty excuse. I refuse to buy it. I understand many people have said it, but I am speaking about a society that I know so much. I know it like the back of my hand. So I don't buy the poverty excuse. Because the people themselves will tell you, oh no, we are not moved by material. What is money? They have to live up to that. The same belief system that the people used to have in themselves has to be what they bring to the forefront, but learn about the 21st century. That's what I did. That's the principle that I live by. It's not like I'm not living by the teachings that that was passed on to me from my grandparents, my parents, to me. No, those are the teachings and principles I live by. But in the world that I live in, to attain superior mentality, and when I say superior mentality, it doesn't mean you look down on other people. No. When you are able to look at other cultures and take what benefits you, things you can learn from to improve. Because you see, to make a good soup, you have to have different ingredients to make it good. So never lose your piece of you. Never sell your soul. The Gambia Tourist Board, the government, the people, it is high time for you to wake up and join the 21st century. Seriously, do not allow the rest of the world or other people to look at you and say, oh no, poor you, it's because of your condition. You and I both know there's nothing like hope upholding your dignity. There's nothing like it. The fight continues, but this is one way to start it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to keep you waiting. We would be back here tomorrow. We would have a very interesting topic, that most of you will like. But please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. If you are new here, do not hesitate to join the other subscribers here, because some people, they get upset when the topic doesn't fit them. Is that what you do in school? You quit when the topic doesn't fit your thinking? No, that's not how it works. You challenge yourself. You face the things you don't like. That's how you learn about yourself. How else are you going to learn about yourself if you are not allowing challenges? That's why I'm able to understand most of you. I used to be in your shoes. But with time, learning, experience, being open to honesty got me to this point. And I'm still learning. Let me read this one comment before I close out. Visionary of Love, thank you for your comment. Visionary said, Afridama, sorry, it's a fact. Very rarely a Gambian who doesn't migrate to the West can ever get what those in the West achieve. She said, Afridama, sorry, it's a fact. Very rarely a Gambian who doesn't migrate to the West can ever get what those in the West achieve. I don't know exactly what you said. I think she's trying to say very rarely Gambians achieve a lot if they don't come to the West. Well, there's truth to that, either to the West or elsewhere. But either way, like some people have to go out and look and strengthen their economic condition. Remember the Europeans, that's what brought them to Africa. I did a show about it. She said, okay, rarely, who doesn't ever? Okay, yeah, that's true. Look, I talked about colonization here yesterday. So when people try to say, oh, you guys fled. No, remember, the Europeans 1884 for the partition of Africa, it was because of they need economics. Economic condition made them leave Europe to divide Africa amongst each other, so they can share those resources. Because at that time, they needed those resources to revamp them. Even though they stole those resources, they used force. That's a whole different ball game. But again, some of us in the world, it continues. We have to explore, and get those things that we need, just like the Europeans did. We learned it from them, just so you guys know. Well, I don't want to keep you waiting. Until next time, I'm your host, Afridamus. I will see you guys here tomorrow. I'm out.